hear from your local high school coaches on the Prentice Allsup Heating and Air Coaches Corner, fueled by Donut Country and McDonald's.
This is Primetime Sports, WGNS Murfreesboro, on FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna, streaming worldwide on WGNSSports.com, and always at the game. The game. It's where you've had breakfast with the coaches since 1992. It's the Prentice Allsup Heating and Air Coaches Corner. We'll talk to the coaches about their most recent games and their upcoming opponents. Now from News Radio WGNS, it's the Prentice Allsup Heating and Air Coaches Corner.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome in to a Saturday, September 30th edition of the Coaches Conversation. We've been doing this for 30 years. Coaches Corner on Saturday mornings. And this is the start of fall break weekend. So I know that there may be some folks already, on the road, headed to wherever you're going. So if you're enjoying fall break and listening in this morning, we appreciate you doing so. Just a programming reminder that this next week we will not have a high school game on Friday or Coach's Show next Saturday morning, being the end of fall break. And not many folks in action next week. In fact, just one team. We'll tell you about that here in just a second. So we'll have a little R&R and then back at it to wind up the regular season in 3 weeks. It's crazy. This football season has definitely flown by. Last night, we had the pleasure of traveling to Coffee County with the Rockvale Rockets. And Rockvale, after having to go through their previous two games, with Riverdale and then Oakland, they really kind of took some frustration out on Coffee County last night. They had a defensive score, a special team score. They win 31-7 over the Red Raiders of Coffee County. I invite you, if you want to listen back to that, it's the podcast at WGNSradio.com. Just look under the podcast tab or go to the WGNSsports.com website. You can find it all right there. Blackman defeated Pure Academy by a final of 35-12. It was a pretty close game, and Blackman kind of broke away late in that one. And I think it was 14-12 at one point, maybe at halftime. I can't remember exactly right now. The Smyrna Bulldogs pulling, well, you can say upset, but I remember John saying when we were on the way down to Coffee County last night, Smyrna at Robert L. Rake Stadium, never count them out. And they pull out the 17-14 win over East Nashville last night. Laverne got the victory, their second of the season, and this one in region play as they defeated McGavock on the road 27-12. Eagleville went to Tennessee Heat, wherever it is they play. I guess we'll find out this morning. From what I understand, they play in different places. But Eagleville handed Tennessee Heat a 31-3 defeat. South Pittsburgh downs MTCS in a battle of number ones in Division II Single A and Single A in public-private matchup there. South Pittsburgh 18, MTCS 6. Friendship Christian defeats PCA 41-3. And we did have 3 games involving 4 teams on Thursday night. The Oakland Patriots down Siegel 49-7. That was the same score Riverdale over Cane Ridge 49-7, and Stewart's Creek defeats West Creek 45-14. So that's your Jennings and Ayers Funeral Home scoreboard from Week 7. Week 8 will feature just one game, and that's PCA traveling to Eazell Harding. Then the next Friday, the 13th, we jump right back into region play with Blackman at Riverdale. We'll have that one on the radio for you. You've got Eagleville at Loretto, Laverne at Green Hill. You've got MTCS at the Kings Academy. Oakland will host Coffee County. Rockvale versus Pope John Paul II. Siegel at Beach and Stewart's Creek at Smyrna. That is a huge matchup right there, coming right out of fall break. All right, so John and I are going to kind of tag team this morning. We're handling the show, just the two of us today. And speaking of John, he's going to have your Riverdale conversation this morning. I'll be back for Smyrna Blackman. That's all in the 8 o'clock hour, as well as Laverne. At 9 o'clock, we'll have Oakland and Stewart's Creek. 9:30 Rockvale And then at 9:45, Eagleville at 10 o'clock, and then MTCS Cougar Corner at 10:15. So hope you'll hang in with us this morning. John has Riverdale coach Will Kreisky when we come back on the Prentice Allsup Heating and Air Coach's Corner.
If you need concrete work done, who would I call? Dan France Concrete. Here's why. He's local. He attended Walter Hill Elementary, Oakland, and MTSU. He served our community as a school resource officer for 9 years, and he's involved in the community.
This is Dan with Dan France Concrete, wishing all Rutherford County student athletes a great season. Study hard, play harder, and be safe.
Dan France Concrete is a licensed and insured residential and commercial concrete construction contractor serving Middle Tennessee. Check out danfranceconcrete.com online to see some of their work.
Here's a question. What do you want from your electric co-op?
An app for easy payment.
Solar energy solutions.
I just want to talk to a real person when I need help. Energy tips and low rates.
Done, 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 done.
I want to fly my car to the moon.
Houston, let's talk about electric vehicles. Energy Service Life. That's Middle Tennessee Electric. We're here to get done what matters most to you. Learn more at mte.com.
We're talking now with Heather here at Carpets by Osborne. Tell us what it's like to work at a family business.
It's a lot of fun. However, it's a lot of work. Everybody has to pull their weight equally.
What do you think are some of the advantages of people doing business with a family business versus a corporate business?
We are here to answer all questions. We're responsible for scheduling jobs. We're not here to sell you material and pass you off to a list of installers.
Carpets by Osborne on Northwest Broad, next to Tire World.
The Prentice Allsup Heating and Air Coach's Corner, fueled by Donut Country and McDonald's Murfreesboro on FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna, and streaming at WGNSSports.com.
And we welcome you back to the Prentice Allsup Heating and Air Coach's Corner. This portion of the show brought to you by Little Caesars Pizza with 4 Murfreesboro locations: Memorial Boulevard, Warrior Drive, South Rutherford Boulevard, and Old Fort Parkway. Get hot and ready pizza from Little Caesars. John Dinkins here with you on the opening part of the program. Of course, we always have Riverdale coach Will Kreisky with us. And, Coach, really another good, impressive win, 49-7. I know you're pleased going into fall break. That's got to make you feel pretty good.
Yeah, it was a good win. Kids came out and did what they were supposed to do. I was pleased with that. Last few years, we kind of have had a lull going into the game before fall break. I really challenged these kids to come out and get a fast start and set the tone early. And offensively, we did that. As soon as we come out of the gate and put some points on the board. And I'm impressed with how the offense is moving the ball right now with Graham. So moving the ball around, and Keyshawn and Brock and Ryan and Braylon Vanderbilt, Woodruff, all catching the ball well right now and doing some good things offensively. We didn't play 3 of our starters last night, and in years past when that's happened, that hadn't been a good thing. And it's good. It's a good feeling as a coach when you're able to build depth and get other guys reps and get ready to play on Friday nights. I
want to put you on the spot, not really, but I want to put you on the spot. Your offensive line. Can you? Surely you can. I guess you can. name your starters up there on that front line, because I'm telling you, these last 3 or 4 games they've been doing the job, haven't they? Yeah, they've been doing real well. Caden Smith, our center, he does a great job. Senior, started last year and doing well, very well up front. Amari Watkins, guard, and Gavin Harris, guard. Both of those guys. Gavin did not start last year. He's just a junior, but he's playing really well. Watkins has started for us for over 2 years and played some as a sophomore, and he's doing really well for us. Just doing exactly what he's supposed to do. And then our tackles, Alex Meza and Briar Wilhite's been out also a few games with an injury, and he was available if needed last night. He played a few reps. But Jamari Winston, he played at tackle. And then Jacob Raines is another guy that gets a lot of reps up front. So, it's a good feeling when you got 7 guys that can rotate in and play at any time. And with that, behind the center, behind Caden is Braden Graham, who, boy, to me, he's coming to his own. I mean, he seems so comfortable back there, a good leader, throwing the ball well. I know you've got to. I know you've been real pleased with his performance up to this point.
Yeah, he's been doing real well, and him and like I said earlier in past interviews, him and Coach Barnes have worked really hard this off season, working together and getting with the receivers and all being on the same page. And you know, with Graham, it's like another coach on the field, and I've been really impressed with how they manage the offense and get things going. You know, it's been a good feeling as a coach being able to put 40 points on the board in the first half of the last 3 games, and I'm just really proud of them.
You know, Cane Ridge was not a really doesn't have a very good record, but they've been so good for the last 5 or 6 years. I think you were prepared for this game to be a little closer than what it was.
Yes, sir. Cane Ridge, you know, Coach Eddie Woods does an outstanding job. He's had that team to the state championship game for a few years, and he does a great job. And you know, he's battling with injury. He's got the injury bug going on. So a lot of his guys that were playing early in the season are out for the year. So he's having to replace them with some young guys, and he's got a really young team. And those guys came out and played hard, but you know, we were able to start fast, and that's what really helped us last night.
Brock Montgomery, 2 touchdowns. Jalen Thompson, a touchdown run and an interception. Keyshawn had 3 receiving touchdowns, putting it up all over the place. And but a lot of that has to go with balance with your passing attack, but also your running backs and your running game. Yeah,
it does. And, you know, Isaiah Verser was out last night with a concussion, and we're still holding Dominic Taylor out. He's been out since Germantown due to an ankle injury. You know, last night he was also available, but we didn't use him. You know, we wanted to try to get another week of healing that ankle a little bit. So, again, you know, we put Jalen Thompson back in the backfield and let him play running back last night, and he did a good job. You know, Jalen's a team-first guy, and, you know, we said, hey, you going to play running back this week? And he was excited and ready to go, and he picked things up really quick. So, you know, and Traylon Davis, our starting middle linebacker, also played some reps back there, and we're really proud of both those guys. And, again, those are 2 seniors that just want to win.
And it's great to have that kind of depth, isn't it? I mean, in terms of, you know, seniors that have been through it and don't mind doing whatever it takes to win. It's so big, especially when you do have those little nicks and beans and hurt players.
Yeah, you know, it's always a good feeling when you got guys that can just – you can put them in a spot and you just keep the offense rolling and doing what they're supposed to do, and guys that know exactly what to do when they get in there. You know, a lot of times when you put guys in there that haven't been in that spot, they don't really understand or know how to play that position, and all those guys are available when they're ready.
We're talking to Will Kreisky, head coach of the Riverdale Warriors, winners last night over Cane Ridge 49-7. And now it comes fall break. Tell us a little bit about what your plans for the guys in the next 10 days.
You know, since we played on Thursday night, I'll give them Friday all the way through next Wednesday night off, and then we'll come in next week and start working on Blackman, another tough region opponent. We'll play next. We'll come in next Thursday and Friday and start working on them and getting the kids ready and prepared. But these kids have been grinding and going at it since the dead period, early July. So these kids deserve a break and deserve a time away from the coaches. Time away from their teammates, and they just need to go rest and relax and be a teenager.
And the coaches need to relax and be just regular husbands and fathers and that kind of thing. I know you've got some you would like to see too.
Yeah, you know, my daughter's been playing fall softball now, so I've missed quite a few of her games. So I'll be able to catch a game or two, and then my son's, you know, playing a little fall baseball and a little youth rec football, so I'll be able to sit down Saturday and enjoy his football game, and then try to chase my little 2-year-old around the field while he's playing. So yeah,
I think
my wife will add a few more responsibilities going on starting tonight.
You may be chasing that 2-year-old more than you're watching the rest of them play, I would think. But
yeah, you're exactly right.
All right, so we have a few days of relaxation, then you get serious because it's a tough stretch down the coming up.
Yeah, we have really three big games coming up, and that's why we scheduled all those early opponents, because we had to be ready for this stretch. You know, we got Blackman, and you know, Blackman Riverdale is always a tough region game, and then we got Siegel, who's playing really well this year and winning a lot of football games, and then we finish up with Oakland, and everybody knows Oakland and what they're about. So you know, we got a tough 3-week schedule, and I think fall break comes at a good time for us to get our legs back underneath us, get some kids healthy and ready to go finish the season out.
Yeah, Blackman's playing much better, and Siegel had a tough loss last night, Thursday night as well. But you got to worry about Blackman first. I mean, I know that's your plan. You can't look ahead at this stage.
No, we're all our focus. I told the kid I didn't even talk about the game. All I talked about last night to the team was Blackman. There's some things that happened at the end of the game that last year that was kind of personal and things that I've been dwelling on for over a year now. And, and our kids got to be ready, prepared. And if I don't have the kids fired up for the Blackman game, then something's going to be wrong with me. And those kids are, that Blackman-Riverdale game is a big game. And, it's a community game for, they're so close beside each other and 5, 6 miles apart from each other. And our kids know their kids. So it's a very intense rivalry, and it means a lot for both schools.
Will, I was just thinking as you were saying that, it's kind of like Riverdale has more rivals than anybody. I mean, it's Riverdale Blackman, it's Riverdale Oakland, of course, and now you got another little whippersnapper down the road in Rockville. I mean, you've got rivalries all over the place.
Yeah, we do. With Murfreesboro, as it keeps growing, you keep building rivalries But you know what? It's good for high school football, and it's good for these communities. And, like our Rockville game, there were so many people here. It was really special. It felt like when I first got here in 2009 with that stadium so packed and both, teams and community out supporting the kids. And not only the football players, but the band members and cheerleaders and dance team. And, all the schools around here put so much in the extracurricular activities. It's good to see, and it's fun. And it's all about the high school experience.
Well, I was going to mention, and I was swearing I wasn't going to, but I'm going to mention, of course, you got to play your brother after fall break. But that's not the first time. It's not really a big deal to you guys, is it? Because, I mean, you've played each other year after year for many years.
Yeah, we have. When he was at Centennial, we played, I think, 4 times. So, we're used to it. Again, it's not about me and Matt. It's about the Riverdale and Blackman and our kids and his kids. And, I know some people will talk about it, but again, at the end of the day, it's about our players. And, we're about our players first. And we want all our players to succeed and both our programs to succeed. The only thing is we're very similar, being identical twins. So I kind of know his style of coaching. He knows my style of coaching. So we're very familiar with each other. But at the end of the day, we both want to win so we can have a little bragging rights when it comes to Thanksgiving.
Well, I know we're certainly glad that both of you are in the same region now. It's been a great ride. We've really enjoyed it, and both good quality guys, and we're glad that y'all are here. Both of you are here. I guess I'm through. I guess we're done. I think it's just get everybody healthy, and I think the break has been really important. This is and the game, not having to play DJ and Isaiah last night was probably huge for you guys in a health perspective.
Yes, it was. It was real big, and now they get another week of rest, and so we got to have everybody available for when it comes to Blackman. The Blackman-Riverdale traditionally, since for the last 10 years, have been almost a one-score game. I know a few years ago we were able to get up on Blackman early with a couple of interceptions from Alex Mitchell and them, but that was something that usually doesn't happen. And I know when they had Dwan Jennings, they got after us one year. But other than that, it's usually a one-score game or it comes down to a field goal. So it's going to be a 4-quarter game, and our guys got to be ready to play.
All right, Will. Well, get some rest and chase that 2-year-old all over the place.
I appreciate it, Brian.
And get film, too, of it, okay? That's Will.
Yeah.
That's Will Kreisky, the head coach of the Riverdale Warriors. And this portion of the show is brought to you by Parks Auction Company. Let their team of experienced and professionally trained staff utilize the auction process to sell your property. Find out more at parksauction.com. And we're going to take a break, and we'll come back with Matt Williams of the Smyrna Bulldogs here on the Prentice Allsup Heating and Air Coach's Corner.
The Blue Raider fan source for officially licensed Middle Tennessee gear is Raider Tees. T-shirts, caps, sweats in all sizes, designs, colors, children's to plus sizes. Raider Tees has decals and license plates to show everyone your favorite team. Plus, check out their wide selection of Blue Raider art, jewelry, even golf tee markers. Show your Blue Raider pride with the largest selection of Blue Raider merchandise anywhere by shopping Raider Tees, 910 Ridgely Road, just before the bridge over Broad behind Chewy's.
Pizza. You can now order Murfreesboro's favorite pizza online at sirpizzatn.com. We've made ordering online a breeze from sirpizzatn.com. Tap on the location nearest you and begin your order for carryout or delivery. You can order the Royal Feast, create your own, spaghetti, calzones, everything right from our online portal at sirpizzatn.com.
Sir Pizza, you made me love pizza again.
Rely on the experienced professionals at Prentice Allsup Heating and Air.
Whether it's the blazing heat of summer or the bitter cold of winter, let the Rheem Pro professionals at Prentice Allsup Heating and Air Conditioning on West College Street keep your home or business comfortable year-round. We service all major brands and in most cases offer same-day service. Call us today at 615-890-1311. Prentice Allsup Heating and Air, your Rheem Pro partner heating and cooling contractor on West College Street, just under the Thompson Lane overpass.
Craig's Tax Service.
We perform tax preparation, individual tax returns, corporations, partnerships, and all your payroll bookkeeping needs.
Brett Craig with Craig's Tax Service.
Craig's Tax Service is located just off Memorial on Heritage Park Drive. You can contact us at 890-2233.
It makes sense to get help with your taxes. Call 890-2233 for an appointment.
We are proud to support all Rutherford County student athletes.
Craig's Tax Service, 890-2233.
The Prentice Allsup Heating and Air Coaches Corner, fueled by Donut Country and McDonald's Murfreesboro on FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna, and streaming at WGNSSports.com.
We're back here on the Coaches Show, brought to you by Carpets by Osborne, who would like to help you complete any job, whether residential or commercial, carpet, tile, hardwood, vinyl, rugs, and more, locally owned and operated, carpetsbyosborne.com. Brian Barrett joined by the head coach of the Smyrna Bulldogs, Matt Williams, this morning. And, Coach, it's always nice to talk the morning after, I guess, after a big win at the home place. Congrats.
Yeah, thank you. It obviously feels a lot better going into fall break when you have a win, and especially over a quality football team like East Nashville.
Yeah, I was thinking about that this morning, of how just knowing the nature of coaches that, if you drop a game before fall break, you spend the whole fall break and the next week just kind of kicking that around, and I'm sure you are glad you don't have to do that.
Oh, very glad, and just proud of the kids. And our kids last night were about as resilient as any group I've ever had. And just stayed in the game and fought and kept fighting. And at the end went and basically I told them we finally went and took the game. And they took it. And just proud of our defense. Our defense, to give up 7 points to their offense, as talented as ours, is just testament to our kids prepared and how hard they played. And for our offense to, at the end of the game to go down and score in a crucial, situation. And just very proud of the kids.
Yeah, East Nashville has in the last number of years been a really good football team, and I think they're ranked in 3A this year, aren't they? Somewhere.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I think they came in at like 5-1, and their only loss was to FRA, and FRA is obviously a strong football team. And just loaded. They're a very athletic team, and a lot of their best players are young, and they just they're big up front on both sides of the ball, and athletically, it's the skill positions there as good as anybody. So, I think the thing I'm proud of for our football team is we obviously, it's well documented, start off bad. That that 1-4 start against good teams. We weren't playing bad teams. And I'm just proud of our kids and how they've kept the faith and kept working and come to practice every day. It's still a group that they come to practice every day, ready to practice. And it's not a group we've had. It's not been like some groups you have when it's you're on sports like pulling teeth. This group is has believed and bought in, and it's finally paying off. And I'm very happy for our kids.
Matt Williams joining us this morning talking Smyrna football, and you had to deal with some adversity last night. It was late first half, 14-3, and that's a testament because the final score was 17-14. So talk about how the offense got going, and the defense obviously played pretty good too.
Yeah, I mean, we in the first half, we threw a ball that should have been a pass interference. They yanked our receiver to the ground, caught the ball, and took it back for a pick six. And so to start off there with 7-0, and we were able to fight back and get in position. And Oliver Martinez was able to kick a field goal. We did a good job on that. He's been a kid that he missed the last couple of weeks. He's a big-time soccer player, travel soccer player. So we had LeBar Noor, and that was able to fill in. LeBar did a good job for us on kickoffs last night, but Oliver did a good job on field goal. And then went into the half, it was 14-9. They drove down and scored on us, and at halftime we'd given up 7 points on defense, and I just thought our defense, if you start doing things, we were just a little bit sloppy in our technique and the things we were doing. I said, if you'll do what you're coached to do, we'll be fine. And I felt like our defense in the second half came out and really did that. I mean, our defensive ends, Xavier Watson and Carson Matthews both, I thought, and played Jonathan Messer also played really, really good. And they're a team that runs a lot of power and counter in there. And I just thought our DNs played like men in the second half and went in there and made everything spill to our linebackers and our outside backers. Was proud of them. And for our offense to go down, it was under 3 minutes. Don't quote me. I want to say I looked up and it was like 3 minutes or something.
I
maybe.
think you're right about that. Yeah.
Yeah, and Austin Moore is our quarterback. It was 22-26. He had the pick six and another interception that was a tip ball. It wasn't really on him. It just got tipped, went up there, and they called it. But Austin Morris was just an absolute leader on that last drive, and moved us down the field throwing the football. And obviously Thomas Jones had a big night. Tyreek McCarver also had a big night. Tyreek scored a touchdown there, and Thomas was able to punch in a 2-point conversion to make it 17-14. And I just felt like our kids last night in clutch situations, their character rose to the top. And again, I couldn't be prouder of this group of young men.
Yeah, that Morris to McCarver score comes with about 3 minutes left. It's 15-14. You decide to go for two. You get that 2-point conversion, and every point that you can score in the game of football is important. But that at least made them or forced them to try to get either a field goal to tie or whatnot. And with almost 3 minutes left, they get the ball back too. So your defense rose to the occasion there.
Yeah, they did. I was really proud of our defensive tackles, Jerry Martin and Cade Carter. Cade, we had a defensive tackle, Connor Clark, was out last night. He had an allergic reaction on Thursday and was still, sort of dealing with the effects of that. Yesterday was not able to play. And I thought Cade Carter came in and played excellent, as did Jerry Martin. Their offensive line is one of the better ones we've seen. And I just thought both of them rose to the occasion and played really well. I'm proud of those two young men. Cade's a senior for us that sort of switched around positions. He was a quarterback for us, and he's still our number 3 quarterback right now. He has to get reps there, but I just couldn't be prouder of a young man. That young man has stepped in, and it's not easy to go from playing quarterback. He played a little bit outside linebacker to going down in the trenches and playing defensive tackle, and it's a testament to his toughness and his character, how Cade Carter has risen to the occasion. I was just very proud of how he played last night.
Matt, you did mention, I'll give you a few stats. Austin Morris, 22 of 29, 209 yards passing, and threw that go-ahead touchdown with 3 minutes or so to go to Tyreek McCarver. He had 9 catches for 79 yards in that touchdown. And Thomas Jones, 14 carries, 70 yards, and there was one almost 50-yard touchdown run, and had a reception in there as well. And big night for Thomas Jones on a day when, he kind of figures out where the next level is going to be for him too. So I know you're awfully proud of that kid.
Yeah, Thomas has been just a great player for us. He's played some as a freshman, so just a great kid with great character, good grades. And I was proud. We were on the phone the night before, and his plan really was to go to TSU, and I think Vanderbilt sort of jumped in there and offered him. And just he's that kind of kid. He's academics have always been important. Thomas, he's never been in trouble one time. Just a great kid. It's been fun to coach. Everybody talked about Arion Carter. And I've told all these coaches that are recruiting him, Thomas is in that same mold. Sorry, my dog's about to go crazy. I got a deer in the front yard. But Thomas is a great kid, and just couldn't be prouder of him, and he's earned it for sure.
You mentioned earlier the tough start that you had playing some really good competition, but Coach, you've strung together 3 in a row, and now that we reach fall break, a chance to maybe get some bumps and bruises and things of that nature healed up, because you've got a biggie coming out of fall break, and then your postseason future is still very much and still a lot of your goals that you can reach in the 3 games after we get back from fall break.
Yeah, that's what we've said all along. Our goals are all there. Our region, obviously 2-0 in the region, but we've got a lot of work coming up. We're only worried about the next game. Stewart's Creek is a very good football team. My niece actually cheers for Stewart's Creek High School, so my brother got the opportunity on Thursday night to go up and watch her cheer and watch them play, and he was very impressed. They're a really good football team, and just very impressive athletically, and their tailback's well documented, a really good player, and they've got some other skill players that can really hurt you. So, we're looking forward to the challenge, and I think they're 5-2 or 6-1, something like that. So we'll be the underdog there. And, I think our kids will take that to heart, and we'll prepare accordingly. And it's always a big game, but obviously the ramifications now that they're back in our region, it's even bigger. So, we'll have to have a great week of preparation when we get back, and against a really good quality football team and a well-coached team.
Well, you get to play that one at home, and as we were getting scores last night, John mentioned at least 2 or 3 times during the broadcast, he said, but Smyrna's at home. Smyrna's at home, and you guys seem to play well there. You got a great home field advantage, and you get to host that Stewart's Creek game as they come down the road a few miles, and that should be probably one of the best atmospheres that you'll see all year.
Yeah, you would hope so, and it's I think it's the Mayor's Cup is what they call it, and our fans, our Purple Dynasty Pep Club and our band and our cheerleaders, they all do just a fantastic job. Dr. Sullivan does a great job creating that environment and promoting our school spirit, and that's a testament to her. And it's one of those atmospheres that's going to be fun in Rutherford County. It'll be a classic Rutherford County battle against a really good, like I said, a really good football team that's had a really good year so far. So, again, we'll have to have a great week of preparation, and I think our kids will come back and hopefully rest it a little bit. It's good. Fall break's good because I think the kids need to get away a little bit and just be kids and be with their families, as the coaches need to do the same. So we'll take some time to enjoy this victory. And but I told our kids we've always got 24-hour rules, so we've got 24 hours to feel good about this, and then our complete focus goes to Stewart's Creek. So
how do you do that when Stewart's Creek is, not this Friday, but next, and fall break being in there? How are you going to handle this fall break time?
Well, we're probably a little different than other people. We focus, man. We're going to have 2 days where we come in and lift and run, and we don't worry as much about the football part of it. Like we were worrying about that years ago. Jimmy Maynard, obviously a really good football coach. It was a couple I talked to him years ago, and he really focused more on giving the kids time to get, have family time and downtime, and I think that's good. And I think we've seen over the years that's worked for us. And I know some people probably shake their head at that and think you need to be practicing over fall break and all that kind of stuff. But I think sometimes just a mental break lets you come back more refreshed. And I as much as anybody know it, you need to spend family time because you don't ever know when you don't ever know when it's not going to be available. So. Yeah. I promote it to our kids, and, they need to go spend time with their family. We got kids going out of town and things of that nature. They need to. They need to, there's kids going on a cruise. I got Tyrek McCarver, his family's going on a cruise, and I've never even been on a cruise. So how am I going to tell him not to go on a cruise when he gets a chance to experience that, So my focus and I guess my thing is a little different than some people's on that. It works for us, and, we're going to do things our way, and that's sort of what we'll do.
Well, Matt, congrats on the win last night. It is, you got the Purple Dynasty all fired up and ready to go, and it's going to be a big one when you come back from fall break. Hope you have a good one as well, and we'll catch up with you here in a couple of weeks.
All right, Brian. Good talking with you.
Good talking to you as well. That is our friend Matt Williams joining us. Smyrna High School on the Coach's Show, brought to you by Rick's Barbecue, serving up the best barbecue, ribs, and many local favorites on Warrior Drive, locally operated by Anne-Marie Brentz and the Lanning family.
Franklin's Printworks has been in Murfreesboro for over 25 years. We are a full-service commercial printer, everything from business cards, brochures, booklets to banners. My name is Jeff Carlton. I handle sales and marketing for Franklin's Printworks. We hear a lot people who have been working with printers on the internet, had issues, and they know that if we're working with someone local, that A, they know where to find us, and B, they know that we'll take care of it because we have to take care of our neighbors. Our website is franklinsprinting.org.
Winners Trophies can help you with customized awards for any occasion. Owner Kelly Hockenberry continues to provide awards for sports teams, churches, recognition awards, and more. Call Winners Trophies at 904-6002. That's 904-6002 for the best in quality, service, and pricing. You can also email Kelly, winnerstrophy@comcast.net. That's winnerstrophy@comcast.net. Any award for any occasion. Winners Trophies, 904-6002.
We're at Rick's Barbecue on Warrior Drive, talking with Anne-Marie Brentz.
When people walk in and they're like, tell me what's good, I usually tell them the loaded baked potato, which is a fully loaded potato with the butter, sour cream, cheese, bacon, and chives, and then we put meat on top of it.
At Rick's, they use the largest potatoes you can find.
Every Tuesday, we run a special on the loaded potatoes. We call it Tater Tuesday, and we sell a lot of potatoes.
Barbecue, smoked chicken, ribs, they've got it all at Rick's Barbecue, 212 Warrior Drive, and online at ricksbbq.com.
Every team knows which play can be the winning move. I'm State Farm Agent Bud Morris, here to help life go right by combining your home and auto insurance. Call me today at 615-893-1417. It's a winning move that saves you time and money.
Each team knows which play can be the winning move. I'm good neighbor State Farm Agent Celeste Middleton, and I'd love the opportunity to talk to you about combining your home and auto insurance. Call me at 615-895-2700, and I can save you time and money.
The Prentice Allsup Heating and Air Coaches Corner, fueled by Donut Country and McDonald's Murfreesboro on FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna, and streaming at WGNSSports.com.
Back here on the Coach's Show, brought to you by First National Bank of Middle Tennessee. If you're looking for a hometown feel with your bank, turn to First National Bank of Middle Tennessee, offering full-service banking and mortgage services. Time to talk Blackman football this morning. Head coach Matt Kreisky joins us, and coming off a 35-14 victory over Pure Academy last night. Coach, big win. I take them where you get them, and that was a nice one last night, wasn't it?
Yes, it sure was.
I'm not hearing him there.
Okay.
There we go. There we go.
Trying to cut me off here. Huh?
Already.
Yeah. I didn't think I talked that much. We had a lot of distractions yesterday. It was homecoming. My first homecoming at Blackman. I thought it was neat. What they do with the community and getting all three schools involved was pretty neat and fun. No, I guess I don't really want to say distraction. They had a good day. The kids, students, good fun day. The administration did a great job organizing, getting things going. But it was a good fun day. We came out, probably started a little slow, a little sluggish. It is what it is, part of homecoming, part of that. But once we settled in, we started playing. Not to take anything away from Pure Academy, they're a good football team. I know their win-loss record doesn't show, but they got some guys, some very athletic guys on both sides of the ball. So once we settled in and started playing our style of football, we were able to capitalize on some things and pull away from them.
So it's homecoming and community day or something. There's some other word. So you had, the middle school, elementary school. I mean, you kind of have just a day to celebrate Blackman.
Yes, and it was neat. We started out around 9:00 in the morning with the parade. All three schools are involved. The high school kids are doing the parade, and then they're middle school and elementary kids are lined up. So that's kind of neat. Seeing kids. I talked to some of my guys. That's been there from Blackman Elementary to the middle school and now to the high school. And so, it's neat. And we finished it up last night. We had a youth night. A lot of the Blackman Youth League was attended the game. So, and they were able to see and again, talk to some of the players, that were involved in the youth league all the way up to now. So it's neat. Like we mentioned before in these shows, we're here in Murfreesboro, but you still get that small town feel.
Yeah, and there's nothing like seeing that second and third grader, with the Blackman orange, and eventually they're going to be in high school, and hopefully they're going to be fired up to come out and play football at Blackman. So I mean, it builds community pride.
It sure does, and that says a lot about all three administrations at the elementary school, middle school, and high school. How they're collaborating and bringing us all together, and everybody's on the same page.
Well, I know enough coaches, and I don't know you as well, but knowing you are a football coach, you just love homecoming week and, powder puff and all that stuff, right?
Yeah. I've gotten better throughout the years, because it's let the kids have fun. I used to be a real stickler about it, but kind of lighten up, I guess. In my old age, it's they only get it 3 times, 3 or 4 times in their high school, and then it's they can move on. So I want them to enjoy it, but at the end of the game, like I told the guys, at 7 o'clock, the only thing that matters is us winning the game. Everything else has gone in the past. You want to go out winning your homecoming game. And so the guys were able to do that last night.
Well, you kind of alluded to the tightness of last night's game for a while, and gosh, it was 14-12, I think at one point was the closest. Maybe it was.
It was 7-6, and then
it was 7-6.
It was 7-6. We scored. Carter Gregory did a great job getting us a touchdown. Had some good completions right before half. We got up 14-6. Then they came out in the second half. They got the ball, and they were able to drive it down and score pretty quickly, 14-12. And then we were able to pull away from there. Caden Perkins had a good couple runs. Give a shout out to the offensive line. They did a great job last night adjusting to some of the things Pure Academy were doing. We got a great group of guys. Xavier Wesley's leading that group, and they're getting better each week.
35-14 was the eventual final score as Blackman gets the victory over Pure Academy. So I had someone ask me, when you see like Pure Academy on the schedule, or like Eagleville played last night, Tennessee Heat, maybe unfamiliar with some of these teams, kind of what is Pure Academy?
Pure Academy developed during COVID when Memphis was not having football. So with some of the city schools, a lot of those guys went to those schools, and so they've kind of stuck around. They don't have the numbers they did during COVID and the year after COVID. They're down to around 25 players. So it's almost like a postgraduate school too, because I noticed a couple of their kids on their roster were seniors at their previous schools last year. So they're trying to get their GPA up so they can attend either a junior college or a 4-year university.
Well, that's awesome. So and playing that kind of competition is good for them to get some film, I guess, know, and work that way. Well, speaking of film, Carter Gregory has plenty. He had was 17 of 28, 186 yards, and 2 touchdowns passing. And Caden Perkins, I mean, this is becoming a two-headed monster here for you, isn't it?
It is. They're doing a great job. They both have developed as leaders on the offensive side of the ball, and it's fun to watch their growth throughout the year and since being with me. And so that once, I challenged Caden in the second half, I told him, I want to see the Caden Perkins out there running the ball hard like he did. First time he got it in the second half, I think he scampered for I think it was 70 yards. And so, the growth of these guys, not only Caden, Carter, but the rest of the offense has been fun to watch.
Caden had 10 carries, 132 yards, and a couple of touchdowns. And so a great night for him, but also opened things up a little bit for others. And Jabari Kemp had over 70 yards last night in a TD.
He's done a great job spilling Caden when Caden needs to get out and get a breather. So he's also another one that's developed and gotten better each week. So that's, like I've said from week 1, that's been our goal. We want to see improvement from week 1 to week now. To week 7, so that's been huge, and even both sides of the ball. Defensively, we give up a big play in the first half, a drive in the second half. That's all we really gave up. Anthony Hernandez had another key interception on one of their drives. Josh Rochelle, our inside linebacker, had a great game. Ethan Carson had a couple tackles. So everything's starting to gel, and this is where we wanted to be at this point in the season.
Yeah, I'll give you a few defensive stats from last night. Ethan Carson, 8.5 tackles and 3 for loss. Ian Carruthers, 6 tackles and a sack. And you mentioned Josh Rochelle, 5.5 tackles and an interception last night. So, I'm sure that there was this moment, early in the third when it's 14-12 and, your kids rallied together and the defense held them and the offense did their work. I mean, that's how you win football games.
Yeah, so we coming off of Siegel. We got up against them. So our talk and our main focus this week is like, when you get up, we got to finish. All right, we know we can get up and we can get the job done, but can we finish the job? So once we got up, and then we got 14-12, kind of got the kids together. Like, look, we've got to finish this. Let's put them away and not let them hang around. And the kids were able to do that, and that was great to see. After preaching it all week, to see them finishing it.
Sure. Matt Kreisky, our guest this morning, talking Blackman football. And I said this to someone this week, maybe the toughest road to start with maybe, I don't want to say young, maybe inexperienced team to start the season and new coach, all of this that from week 0 to now, maybe the most growth that I've seen in a team. What are your thoughts on your team and where they are? Because you did mention, where we want to be, and it seems like you've made some big steps.
And we have, and you don't want to say what is from the first part of the season to now, but we are playing a lot better. We are executing a lot better on offense. Defensively, our guys are understanding what we're doing and what we're trying to do. And even special teams, our special teams have improved. Our kickoff team, was not very good early on in the season, and we made some adjustments. The kids have done a great job. We were on our third punter, and Carter has had to step up and punt for us. So that all these changes, the kids have adapted, been resilient, and got the job done for us.
Well, fall break coming up here. It's always nice to go into fall break and a little time off with the victory. How are you planning to handle the fall break period here?
We're going to take a couple of days off, and then we're going to come back towards the end of the week, and we're going to practice and get ready for our next opponent. Just like I told the kids last night, enjoy this one. I don't have to say anything about the next opponent. You know who it is. You know what it means, and so it's there's going to be an extra excitement at practice, getting ready for a big game. It's always fun for a big game, an in-county game, and there's extra things added to this one.
There is a lot extra, and just to show the love between the two teams, it's often referred to as on the schedule. It's not for you guys. It's not Riverdale. It's just the backyard brawl, and the same thing for them. So I think that says a lot about that. And I guess now we add the backyard brother ball, a bowl or whatever. I know you're probably sick and tired of hearing that, but it's not like it's the first time you've beaten Will. I've played Will.
Getting a shot at him already. Thank you.
So that has to be fun though, and it. For not only it being your biggest rival, but also your brother. I mean, that adds a lot of excitement to it.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun game. At the end of the day, both of us were the same way. It's about these kids, and we want them to enjoy it, and we want to create a fun atmosphere, a great high school atmosphere for these young men, so it's something they can remember, years on down the road.
Yeah, that will be at Riverdale. That'll be our broadcast game, not this Friday, but the following Friday. And Riverdale fans, please don't email me about that. I was just joking. So, Coach, appreciate you coming in this morning. Well-deserved break for your kids and your coaching staff. I hope you get some rest. And, it's a big 3 weeks after fall break to, see what the postseason can be.
Yeah, it's pretty much for us. The playoff starts when we get back from fall break, so it's going to be a fun way to end the month of October.
Indeed. Matt, thanks. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Our friend Matt Kreisky joining us from Blackman High School on the Coach's Show, brought to you by Tennessee Orthopedic Alliance, the largest and most comprehensive orthopedic surgery group in Middle Tennessee. Find out more at TOA.com.
For almost 150 years, First National Bank of Middle Tennessee has been helping local businesses with their banking needs. Hi, I'm Justin Burris, commercial banker at the 1708 Gateway Boulevard location. Let us show you how easy it is to do business with a true community bank. Local people making local decisions for our friends and neighbors like you. First National Bank of Middle Tennessee, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC, NMLS number 401715.
Dr. Russell McKissick of Tennessee Orthopedic Alliance talks about the grassroots effort in our local schools to ensure proper care for players.
To make sure our teams are covered here locally, be there for our trainers. Yeah, it's a passion that we have to try to take care of our athletes here in town and be there just to keep everybody playing as healthy and as best they can.
From a community standpoint, one of the most important things you do at TOA, I'd guess.
I think it's definitely a way to pay back to our community, just to be there for them and watch some great sports too.
Tennessee Orthopedic Alliance, TOA, live your best life.
How about a fix for your sweet tooth? Donut Country is open 24 hours a day to cure your cravings. They've been serving up the freshest donuts in Murfreesboro since 1978. There's just something different about donuts from Donut Country. Bo and Cindy Davis and their wonderful staff will greet you with a smile, and you'll see all donuts aren't created equal. Fresh donuts anytime you want them, 24/7 at Donut Country on Memorial down from Clark. And they're open each morning on Middle Tennessee Boulevard. Check out their Facebook page for specials and promotions. Nothing else compares to Donut Country. Open 24 hours.
Quick, convenient, efficient. 3 words that we all hope to experience when we do business. Our goal at JHA Company is to bring just that to an industry that's traditionally dictated to the customer when it's time to do business. Whether you're purchasing class pictures in a yearbook, class jewelry, a letter jacket, school spirit wear, or senior graduation products, we strive to make the experience quick, convenient, and efficient. Find out more at jhacompany.com. JHA, your one source for an unparalleled scholastic experience.
This is a paid legal ad.
Hi, this is John Day of the Law Offices of John Day. I've lived and worked as a lawyer in Middle Tennessee for over 30 years, and to me, every single day has been an honor. That's why our firm is so involved with community programs like bicycle helmet giveaways and our Safe Ride Home program. At the Law Offices of John Day, we're not just looking to make donations. We want to make a difference in the community we hold so dear. And if you're ever injured, know that we are here for you too.
The Prentice Allsup Heating and Air Coaches Corner, fueled by Donut Country and McDonald's Murfreesboro on FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna, and streaming at WGNSSports.com.
Brian Barrett back here on the Coach's Show. This segment brought to you by JHA Company. That's Josh Houston and Associates. Jewelry, letter jackets, yearbooks, graduation products, much more at JHACompany.com. It's time to talk Laverne football this morning. The head coach of the Wolverines, Mike Woodward, joins me. And, Coach, nice win last night. A road region win. There's nothing better going into fall break, is there?
No, Brian, there's not. Felt really good. Felt really good getting up this morning. Really proud of our guys. Been through a lot last couple of weeks, and they just kept coming in and working, and got some reward last night.
Yeah, and it's you deal with adversity in a football season, and continuing to plow through it. It's nice to get that win, a nice shot in the arm, because you've got a big 3-game stretch coming up, not to put the cart before the horse, but it certainly is a lot better going into a week layoff with a win than it is to be kind of stewing about it for a long time.
No, you're exactly right. It was very, very important for us to go into break with a positive note, and because you're right, the 3 weeks we come back are going to be very big. I mean, we've still got a lot of possibilities in front of us, still got a chance at the playoffs, and, definitely going into the fall break, it's going to be good for the guys and coaches both to have a good taste in our mouth and be ready to come back on Thursday and get back after it.
We were talking with Mike Woodward here this morning and kind of taking a look at the game last night. You fell behind McGavick 6-0, and then then you kind of found some offense to not only tie it up but take a lead. So, but it took a little bit to get there, didn't it?
It took a little bit to get there, and defense helped us out, a great deal. Keeping us in the game early. McGavick did get up first, like you mentioned. They went for two and didn't get it. That was a nice little momentum shift for us after giving up a score that really we felt was more on us with a coverage bust than it was them just making a play. But then we started creating some turnovers, and through the course of the night, we created 4 turnovers on the defensive side, 2 of them, 2 defensive scores. So, really made some big plays on that side of the ball.
Yeah, the first one to actually tie it up, McGavick, from what I understand, is driving, and they are 4th and goal, and they fumble the ball at the 1, right?
Well, so it's actually switched around. So we went for it on 4th and goal.
Okay, you went for it.
Really, yeah, it was really like 4th and a foot, and frustratingly, we couldn't get it in. But then, so they come out first play and fumble, and Corey Latimer, one of our senior D linemen, is there and falls on the end zone and gets a touchdown for us, and to tie the game right back up, and that was huge. Even though we missed the extra point, like that was such a shot in the arm, for us, and the sideline, and it's just going crazy, and just a lot of excitement after that play, and then. Dre Holly had 2 interceptions last night. Returned his second one for a touchdown, and I can't remember if that was the 3rd or the 4th score we had, but that was, that was later in the game, and pretty much iced it for us. So, so happy for those 2 kids because they do everything right, coming in and working, is kind of going about their business, and proud of them and glad to see them, make some plays for us last night.
So was all of the scoring, if I have it in my mind right, it was all in the second half? Was it scoreless
Correct.
at half? Okay.
Well, no. It was we were down 6-0 at half.
Okay, that's right.
And then kind of went on from there. On the offensive side, like I said, it was a struggle in the first half. Kind of finding a rhythm. But second half, again, our guys just stuck with it, and that's where the big plays we made defensively early really helped as far as keeping the guys engaged and keeping everything positive. And then we kind of felt like we just started wearing them down in the second half and finally started clicking a little bit on offense. I thought Dominic Jones, our quarterback, did a really good job managing it for us in the first half and then making plays in the second half. And E.J. Robinson and Devion Brown ran the ball really, really hard for us last night. So, had some positives on that side also.
Mike Woodward joining us this morning talking Laverne football, and 9 minutes or so left in the game in the 4th, and Dre Sims comes up with just a really huge play for you to give you the lead that you would wind up not relinquishing.
Man, that kid, I tell you what, we talk about him every week. He just goes out there and plays. And like we said before, man, he just he's a quiet kid, keeps to himself, but man, when he's on the field, it's just like he flips a switch. And I think 8 or 9 tackles, an interception return that I think he returned it inside the 5. Was hoping he was going to go ahead and get the touchdown, just so he could have that on his resume. But man, the kid just continues to make plays, and had another great night for us last night.
And I guess about 5.5 minutes or so left in the ball game. You're up by a score, and really big play on the night from Dominic Jones right there. Had I guess that was maybe his second touchdown, I think.
Yep, second touchdown, busted play, and just Dom using his athleticism to get the ball in the end zone, and he just did a great job keeping his composure. It's like it was a complete bust, and he just made something out of nothing for us, and got it in. And like you said, it was his second touchdown on the night, and he did some really good things. Made a couple nice passes on the night too, so played really well for us.
Just to give you a few stats on other guys, we maybe have mentioned them already this morning, but Dre Holly, a couple of interceptions, including one return for a touchdown, and Corey Latimer, fumble return for a touchdown as well. Dominic Jones, 2 rushing touchdowns, and Dre Sims had 8 tackles and an interception. And your defense scores twice and forces 4 turnovers, and I'm sure you'll take that effort every week.
Oh, we will. Like I said, they made some big plays, especially early. Especially early. It seemed like throughout the night. The pessimist side of me would say we gave up a little more yardage than I would have liked last night. But when you get the turnovers and creating short fields, or heck, getting turnovers and putting points up on the board, I'm not going to complain about yards. So they really came up big. And really for the last few weeks, we talked about turnovers or takeaways that we were missing out on, interceptions that we were dropping, or, balls on the ground that we weren't getting on top of. So we really talked about that a lot this week. And, man, they finished those plays last night, and that was huge.
Coach, where are you in terms of health going into this fall break week?
Well, I'm going to be honest. The fall break's coming at a good time for us. We got some guys who went into last night dinged up and played through it. I mean, Devion Brown's been dinged up for a few weeks now. Same with Josh Idowu and Dre Sims a little banged up. So we got some guys that, of course, this time of year, that's what happens. That's part of the game. And but I'm thankful that they get the next week. We're really 10 days to relax and not get banged on, and hopefully we'll be 100% healthy for the stretch run. How
are you going to handle practice and things during fall break? I know everybody does it different, so and there's really no right or wrong answer to any of it. But what will you be looking at here for the fall break week?
So they are completely off until Thursday, and we'll bring them in Thursday evening, so that if they're going out of town, heck, they can even have Thursday to come back. But we'll come in for a short practice Thursday evening, turn around and come in Friday morning, and it's really just to get in for a couple hours and knock off the rust and kind of get ourselves back into that mode. Like there won't be anything involving game planning at all. It'll be strictly just coming in and doing a lot of individual work, group work, just focusing on offense and defense. We probably won't even do much special teams, or they'll just be focused on those two sides of the ball, and then conditioning and everything. But it's just more about getting us back in the routine again, and like I said, knocking off rust before we come back on Monday and start, planning for Green Hill.
Laverne's Mike Woodward joining us this morning, and Mike, I'm assuming that you have probably a few things on your honey-do list. I'm not sure.
Oh, that honey-do list is very long. It's funny. She has it already written out, and I'm looking at it on the bar, and every day I've got something. But you know what? That's all right. That's part of it too. So, and she also put on the list to rest. So I'm supposed to take some downtime too. So it'll be an enjoyable week.
Well, that's good. That's great. And I know that for your kids and your coaching staff too. I mean, football season is grueling, and to have this break before trying to make a 3-game push for postseason and all. We've had a lot of coaches this morning say the postseason starts the week when we get back, and I'm sure you're kind of looking at it that way too.
Yeah, it really is, because we've got ourselves in a spot where every game is not a must-win, but of course you want to win. You want to end the year strong, and you want to, if you earn that playoff spot, be playing your best ball at that time of year. So yeah, we'll rest up, and like I said, hopefully come back at close to 100% and be ready to build on this win and play our best ball here at the end of the year.
Mike, I've never seen, an easier schedule the last 3, Green Hill, Stewart's Creek, and Antioch. I mean,
Oh, yeah, we definitely have 3 tough ones here, but we'll take them one week at a time, and, just like I said, just try to focus on ourselves and getting better, and just go out and give our best and be sharp and see what happens.
Well, after fall break on the 13th, you're at Green Hill, and then you wind up at home the last 2 games with Stewart's Creek and Antioch, and those are 2 really huge region games. But one step at a time here, and the next step we take is to fall break. Mike, appreciate you joining us this morning. Congrats on the win over McGavick, and get that honey-do list checked off.
All right. Thank you, Brian.
All right. Appreciate it. That is Mike Woodward joining us here on the Coaches Show, brought to you by the law offices of John Day, providing superior legal representation to injured victims and their families. Find out more at johndaylegal.com.
Hello, this is Coy Young at Las Casas Feed Supply. We'd like to welcome you to our door.
I'm Ian Young. I'm at Las Casas Feed Supply. I'm selling beef and pork, 100% Angus, raised here in Las Casas. Come get you some.
Everyone's favorite cuts available, even options to purchase a quarter of a steer.
We got the beef. Hello, everybody. Las Casas Feed Supply.
Family owned and operated, Las Casas Feed Supply on Barlow Lane, just off Highway 96 East.
If your job situation is changing because of layoffs or restructuring, you may have to make several decisions. One important decision may be what to do with your retirement plan. Make sure your retirement stays on track. I'm Lee Colvin, your Edward Jones financial advisor, and I'd like to help. Stop by our office in the Public Shopping Center on South Rutherford Boulevard or give us a call at 615-907-7056 for a face-to-face appointment. Edward Jones, Making Sense of Investing, member SIPC.
Rely on the experienced professionals at Prentice Allsup Heating and Air.
If your old unit needs a tune-up, the professionals at Prentice Allsup Heating and Air service all major brands and even offer same-day service in most cases. Keep your home or business comfortable year-round. Call us today at 615-890-1311. Prentice Allsup Heating and Air, your Ring Pro partner heating and cooling contractor on West College Street, just under the Thompson Lane overpass. Online at PrenticeAllsup.com.
Getting the kids to practice on time. Remembering if it's your day to bring snacks. Making it to the game with a clean jersey. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with Auto Owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like whether your kid is going to run toward first or third base. That's simple human sense.
Rayburn Insurance in Smyrna.
Come see me, Rick Hall, at Rayburn Insurance in downtown Smyrna today.
Online at rayburn.net.
Head over to J. Mullins Jewelry to check out their selection of rings, watches, custom design jewelry, and much more. They're a local business located at 352 West Northville Boulevard right here in Murfreesboro. They have gifts for all occasions, weddings, graduations, anniversaries, whatever you need, you can find it at J. Mullins Jewelry. That's at 352 West Northville Boulevard or online at mullinsjewelry.com.
The Prentice Allsup Heating and Air Coaches Corner, fueled by Donut Country and McDonald's Murfreesboro on FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna, and streaming at WGNSSports.com.
And we welcome you back to the Prentice Allsup Heating and Air Coaches Corner. And this portion of the show brought to you by Dan France Concrete, a licensed insured residential and commercial concrete construction contractor serving Middle Tennessee. That's Dan France Concrete. Dan France, a former Oakland Patriot, a really good football player, and a pretty good basketball player in the junior high days. And so it's very appropriate that we have Coach Kevin Creasy, the head coach of the Oakland Patriots, with us here on this portion of the program. And Coach, a big win last night, 49-7 over Siegel, but it wasn't easy in the first half, was it?
No, it was not. And, got to give a lot of credit to Siegel and their players and their coaches. I think they were definitely ready to play. And, for first half, I think they outplayed us.
I know I was not surprised at the score at halftime necessarily because I know Siegel's really good. I didn't know they lost their quarterback early either, but I'm looking at the stat sheet here, Coach, and it's Morris all over the place, starting in the second quarter.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been on a tear really lately.
He did a heck of a job. Last night he made some huge runs and some catches, and tried to snap it to him once or twice, and both times had some bad snaps. So definitely a guy we want to touch the ball, and he did a heck of a job last night.
Tut started the game off with a 25-yard interception. I know he's a player I really like. I know he's been hurt, but a little bit, but banged up. But he's a gutsy little guy.
Yeah, he's one of the best sophomores around, without a doubt. Had a great game against Blackman and then ended up having to miss against Rockville. But came in and, like I said, started the game with a pick six. That's always good. And, had a big kickoff return too. So playing a lot of defense for us. But when he gets the ball in his hands, he does some special things.
Okay, I'm going to read off Dwan Morris's scores, okay? We've got he had a 46-yard run, a 7-yard run, a 59-yard run, and a 21-yard run. And the thing, and I think we talked last week about him, I'm so impressed with the way his legs just keep churning. They never stop. It's like a tiller in a garden. It just keeps going, and he's so hard to bring down.
Yeah, that's exactly what it looks like. On one of his touchdowns, we were just trying to kind of get the ball in position for a field goal. We thought, we were just going to be safe and hand it off and be in a position to kick a field goal. And the next thing you know, he cuts it back against the grain, makes 6 different people miss, and scores a touchdown. So, he's just that kind of player. Makes you look a whole lot smarter than you really are as a coach.
And I did want to mention Ashton Jones had 82 yards and a touchdown too. I don't want to leave him out. He's kind of they're kind of the Batman and Robin, aren't they?
Yeah, that's a good 1-2 punch for sure.
You're starting to get healthy, and I don't know that people realize that you guys have been. And I didn't even realize as many injuries that you've had that kind of go under the radar, but. Is it a sign that you're starting to get a little bit healthier too as we go?
Yeah, I hope so. We know injuries are part of football. They always have been, but we're starting to get healthy at the right time, I guess you could say. Still have some people banged up. Looking forward to Steve Ellison coming back from an injury he suffered at Blackman. So. We still got a ways to go, but we are getting our quarterback back. Tyler Creasy's back. He and Freeman swapped snaps at every other play, and both of them were real efficient. Ran the offense well, and then of course you turn around and you got Hainsworth back. Avery Hainsworth was a big addition to us, but him and Kyler both needed to knock some rust off, I guess you could say, and get back into the swing of things. But, being at full force, coming in the second part of the season is a big plus for us. And, hopefully we can all stay healthy, but, it is part of the game, injuries. And, unfortunately, we had a ton of them at the beginning of the year.
And again, I don't know that you get enough credit for wins and your wins when you have that, because you don't talk about it a whole lot. And you don't make excuses either. But I did want to mention Hainsworth is another bruiser that you can bring in, and now you've got it gave Freeman a lot of playing time with Kyler being out. So now you've got 2. That just makes you stronger, I would think.
Yeah, it's good to have 2 guys that you can rely on, and it allows you to open up your offense a little bit more. When you're worried that, who's going in. If the second guy gets hurt, that's never good because there's really not a third guy. And to be honest with you, but those 2 are both able to run the offense. And then, like I said, got a bunch of guys in the backfield and some receivers, so it helps out, helps you be more multiple for sure. But definitely enjoying getting Avery Hainsworth back. He had a long touchdown run as well. He's weighing in at a whopping 215 pounds now, so that's always good when you have a guy like him that's able to run the ball. And then, of course, he's a really good blocker as well.
I know Kyler's got to be excited to be able to get back, and I think sooner than probably a lot of people anticipated, to kind of enjoy this stretch run and be part of that, because you hate a season-ending injury. And now he can look forward to having these games that are coming up that are all going to be meaningful.
Yeah, important games, meaningful games, it's good to throw him right into the deep end and let him swim because, our guy Patrick Freeman's been doing a heck of a job in his absence and, was able to play against some non-region opponents and kind of get his feet under him and do really well. And so now, like I said, we're benefiting from having two different quarterbacks that both can bring a lot to the table.
We're talking to Kevin Creasy, the head coach of the Oakland Patriots. Winners last night, 49-7 over rival Siegel. And fall break is here. Get a chance to maybe relax a little bit and take a few days off.
Yeah, came at the right time. Like I said, our guys definitely are banged up a little bit. Everybody, I guess, is going through the same thing. Football's a tough sport, but we'll give them off till Wednesday, and, we'll have us a good 3 days of practice, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, even though we don't have a game. But there's definitely some room for improvement. There's some things we need to clean up, and, like I said, after a few days off, everybody come back fresh, coaches and players. So looking forward to the second half of the season.
And you've got some challenges ahead of you as well as we go, and you don't want to look ahead. But when you get back, you get right back to it, and it's concentration on that one game that's coming up next.
Yeah, got Coffee County, a region game, then Ravenwood's turned into a nice little rivalry with Coach Hester, big buddies with him, and he's going to be a real competitive game. And then Riverdale to end the season, just the way TWSAA set it up. They set our schedule this year, and they must have known something that I didn't know, but it looks like it may be for, the championship if things play out like they're supposed to. And, that'll be a big Week 10 game.
Am I right? But it used to be the last game of the year, but they've kind of gone back. It hasn't been in the recent past, but now it's back to the last game. Just kind of seems appropriate for some reason.
Well, like I said, you just never know who's going to be playing for it. But it fell, this season where it's probably going to be us two playing for first and second, and we're glad we're the host school and should sell a lot of tickets.
I was talking to Will Kreisky earlier. There's Oakland-Riverdale rivalry, and I was talking about how many rivalries Riverdale has with Rockville. But you got your fair share of rivalries in this town, too. Oakland and Blackman is a must-see, and, of course, Oakland and Riverdale. So you have that little bit. Anytime you're that close together in proximity, I guess they're going to be at rivalries in everywhere you go. Oakland-Siegel.
Yep, definitely. I wouldn't expect anything less than, a tough-fought game with Blackman. For the past few years, it's been us and Blackman for the region championship. So, they've definitely been a rival. And then Riverdale's always been the rival, since the 70s. And, of course, Siegel showed you exactly what a rivalry game's supposed to look like. Those guys came out and played their tails off. And, I watched the film this morning. I thought it was awesome to see their kids still fighting. And, no matter what the score was, they had a couple linebackers that I'm really impressed with that fought to the very end in the fourth quarter, and it's just laying licked until the final whistle. I thought that's exactly how you'd want to play, and you got to give Coach Renshaw credit for that.
Okay, before I let you go, I want to ask you one other question, and it's about special teams because I'm a big fan of how you handle special teams, and and also your defense. Some interceptions, 3 interceptions last night, but I so am impressed with the special team play with your punter, your kickers. Jacob does a great job, and it just seems like it just keeps coming from Oakland that we still have these really great kickers and a good kicking game.
Yeah, we lost our kicking coach. Vlad Bourne-Bozen has been our kicking coach, and he gets a lot of the credit. Jacob Taylor's a product of Vlad, and, still benefits from his coaching. So, a lot of credit's got to be given out to Coach Bourne-Bozen, who's now over at Blackman. But at the same time, we do think special teams are important, and, they set up a lot of our scores on offense. Our offense gets a lot of credit for scoring points, but our special teams have set us up time and time again. And then Patrick Freeman actually had a 58-yard punt for us last night. So that's always good when your quarterback can step back and flip the entire field to help our defense out. And like I said, our defense had 4 interceptions. Actually, Gus Ramsey had 3 by himself. Gus is a guy that's going to be on people's radar before long. He's a special player for us, and anytime you have 3 picks in a season, that's pretty good. But he had 3 in a game.
In a game, so, wow!
You combine that with Craig Tutt's pick 6. They made life a whole lot easier on the offense last night.
Well, Coach, I'm going to let you go, and I know you're going to try to spend a little time with family as well, the coach's staff too. They get a mental break and a physical break as well, don't they?
Yeah, it's always good to kind of get away from it all a little bit, but I know how our guys are wired. They're definitely going to be tuning in and flipping on the tapes and, checking out who we got ahead of us.
Well, good luck next week. Well, not next week, but you know what I mean. Good luck in the coming games against Coffee County, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right, appreciate it.
All right, that's Coach Kevin Creasy. Always glad to talk to him. And this portion of the show brought to you by Middle Tennessee Electric, serving our community by providing affordable, reliable, and safe electricity. Online at mte.com. When we come back, we'll have more on the Prentice Allsup Heating and Air Coach's Corner. Stay with us. Don't go anywhere.
Craig's Tax Service.
We perform tax preparation, individual tax returns, corporations, partnerships, and all your payroll bookkeeping needs.
Brandon Craig with Craig's Tax Service.
We fulfill all your tax preparation needs from individual returns to corporations and handle any of those scary letters you may get from the IRS.
Craig's Tax Service at 142 Heritage Park Drive. Call 890-2233 for an appointment.
We're proud to support all Rutherford County athletes.
Craig's Tax Service, 890-2233.
Dr. Automotive is the cure for your car. Brothers Danny and Randy Brewer have been providing Rutherford County with ASE certified auto repair for nearly 20 years. You'll receive courteous and friendly customer service every time. Why? Because we grew up here, and you are our neighbors. Foreign and domestic auto repair and maintenance on Hazelwood Drive in Smyrna, just off I-24. SmyrnaAutorepair.com, 615-220-0971. Just ask for Danny.
This Fanceroni pepperoni is fancy.
Am I fancy enough for the Fanceroni? I'm wearing cargo shorts.
But Tim, so am I.
Try the Fanceroni pepperoni with over 100 old world pepperoni.
Little Caesars changed the Hot and Ready Classic and added 33% more pepperoni, which makes it 133% better pizza than before. It's really good. Order a new classic online and use our convenient Pizza Portal pickup.
In Murfreesboro on Memorial Warrior Drive, South Church and Old Fort.
Pizza.
And we welcome you back to the Prentice Allsup Heating and Air Coach's Corner. John Dinkins here with Coach Ben Caudill, the head coach of the Stewart's Creek Redhawks. And, Coach, a big win, kind of a bounce-back win, and I know you're happy the way your team performed last night in a 45-14 win over West Creek.
Yeah, John, good morning, and definitely am proud of, our efforts all week, with a short week. John, playing on a Thursday night is always, a different structure to your preparation and everything that goes into, getting ready to play. Not to mention, getting through Nashville and up to Clarksville, by far our longest trip that we've had in several years. And, also battling the weather and a very wet surface, up there. And so, all those things considered, really proud of, how our team handled everything this week.
And not only that, it's a Thursday game. I mean, things are just a little bit different. It's put all those things together. I know you have to worry, and as coaches, you do worry about that. I think people forget that, but coaches do worry about that kind of thing.
Oh, there's no question. Just getting ready with one less day, one less day to, get rested, especially this time of the year when you've played several games. And, also, John, just, this is always a unique week with, fall break, and it's always a challenge to, stay where your feet are and focused, on the task at hand and not, whatever's going on the next week, travel-wise or, what comes with fall break. And so, this was a good week for our team to, get things going, especially on the road against, a good West Creek team. I'm telling you, John, we've had several of those, coaches in that region reach out to us about them, these last few days. And Coach Gallowitz, I think, has done a good job of, getting his culture established there. He's formerly the defensive coordinator at Clarksville High, and so he's doing a great job and really proud of our team and their effort on the road last night.
It got off. It was a little bit of a slow start, wasn't it? Just having a little trouble putting points on the board. But that second quarter, you guys came alive.
Yeah, John, it was really a pretty, wild game. Obviously, we had some stuff we wanted to work offensively, and to get things going and just trying to work through some things, on that side of the ball. But we really didn't have many snaps at all, and that kind of comes with we returned a punt to about the 5-yard line. We returned a kickoff for a touchdown, and we had a strip sack that we landed on for another score. And so there just weren't really many opportunities, as many opportunities as there normally are for our offense to kind of get going. But the few snaps that they did have, I thought we executed and got some things done that we were trying to do. We just didn't have as many snaps to, kind of get our full plan, out there. But a lot of bright spots over there. Really proud of a few guys that had to step up, kind of on a short week, like I was saying, and thought we were able to execute and get the job done.
And defensively, I know they scored 14, but they were really kind of you went the first quarter and held them scoreless, and then the third quarter. So I know you're proud of them. I know they got a touchdown probably late, but they've been pretty consistent all year for the most part, haven't they?
Yeah, I was disappointed, John, in the touchdown that we gave up late. We had our backups in, and those guys have worked hard all week, and I was a little bit disappointed in a few of the snaps and yards that we gave up there. But John, they've got a receiver DB that's got several offers, and he reminds me a little bit of Taden Moonavong for us from the last few years. They've got a really dynamic quarterback as well, and all things considered, I think we had 5 3-and-outs. We got put in a bad situation a few times. I think they had 3 drives start, across the 50, and we were able to get stops, and we blocked a kick, and stopped them a few times. So I was encouraged, just with us getting put in a few bad positions defensively, from a field position standpoint, still being able to, execute and get off the field. So a lot of bright spots, on the defensive side, on the road last night.
I want to talk about some individual stars, and I want to mention Jerry Taylor, who rushed for some over 60 yards last night. That's kind of a name a little bit new to me, and that may be my fault. I haven't been paying attention as much, but kind of a new name in the mix.
Yeah, Jerry's a sophomore quarterback for us, and he is really starting to come on. I think you can, see that, things are kind of starting to slow down for him in his sophomore year. He was dressed for our varsity basketball team as a freshman and had a really good freshman season last year for us at quarterback. Had an injury and wasn't able to finish the season. And, just getting used to varsity football, and everything that comes with that. I've been there as a sophomore, and things going fast. And, so we've been, kind of slowly but surely as the weeks go by, putting him in and giving him some packages and situations because he's so dynamic. And also, John, he's just such an impressive young man. He's dressing, like I said, as a freshman for, our varsity basketball team last year. And, he deserves to play. And Jacob Jones does too. Jacob's having a phenomenal season, and both of those guys, are just exactly what you want from a leadership standpoint at the quarterback position. And I'm very proud of how both of them have played so far this season.
I wanted to mention Jacob from the get-go. He's one of the grittiest guys I think I've ever met, and seen on a football field. And he just gets the job done. And sometimes it doesn't look pretty, but on the other hand, he gets it done every single time. I've just really been impressed with him.
Yeah, Jacob's done a great job his junior year, and just becoming our quarterback, and does a great job in practice. Always has a great look in his eyes. Dad's in our booster club, and is a professor at MTSU, a former coach himself, and just a lot of we got a lot of great leaders on this team, John. Jacob's one of them, and he's done a great job of really having a total understanding of what we're trying to do offensively, and so he's been a big part of what we've been able to do so far.
Kenny Jordan, another good night, a couple of receptions and a score. You also had Otay doing his thing, and Jonathan Waller recovered a fumble. The list goes on and on. There are a lot of names out here I could mention today. Jeremy Smith with a big kickoff return too.
Yeah, John, I unfortunately I think some of the stats were slightly off that we emailed to you, but I was really proud of Kenny. He had a face mask on him that his helmet literally got thrown about 15 feet from where he got tackled, which was pretty scary. But he was able to bounce back. He had several scores last night. Javarian, as you mentioned, did as well. And we also had a few other guys carrying the ball as well. Jeremy Smith, Daniel Johnson, Caleb Floyd. So I was proud of all those names. Keelan Harris is the one who recovered the strip sack in the end zone, and B.J. Peter caused that. And there was another situation, John, earlier in the game where we kind of had them backed up, the 2 or 3 yard line, and kind of let them get out of it, and had some things I was just watching on film that our fits weren't what they should have been. But the next time we got them back there, I was proud to start the third quarter, with that strip sack by BJ and Keelan landing on. And anytime, John, you can score, in all three phases, offensively, defensively on that play, and in special teams with Jeremy's, kickoff return, that's a good night. And, I was proud of, how all three phases executed.
Ben Caudill's our guest here, the head coach of the Stewarts Creek Redhawks. Before I let you go, I know it was nice to have a game that wasn't as close as all the other games that you've been involved in, because you all have been in some tight ones. And I know it was a good chance for you to get some players in too and get a look at a lot of guys. Yeah, well, it's been a challenging season, and that's, and John, this, that's life in 6A football. Everybody's got a good team. Everybody's, well coached with good players. And, we've had to, learn how to compete in close and contested football games. You look at Hillsborough High School, I think they're sitting at 5-1. Tullahoma's ripped off several wins, to start their season. Blackman's clearly a team to be reckoned with the success that they've had, which does not surprise me at all. I could definitely sense that when we were preparing for them as well. John, I think that we, have had to learn how to play in close football games, and we've become very aware, in every game, how valuable each snap is. Yeah. It doesn't take 2 or 3 plays to, really turn a game. So I'm proud of, what our team's been able to do, up to this point. Obviously we wish we could have, a few plays and situations and 2 or 3 games back. But, that's high school football, and, proud of how we were able to respond on a short week this past week as we look into fall break and our bye week. Yeah, I'll get a chance to get a couple of days off here and get back into the grind, because the home stretch is pretty tough. Yeah, we've got 2 of the 3 remaining on the road. All 3 are,
region games. So there is a lot to play for the Red Hawks, John. I can assure you, and so we're going to have to, take a step away, which I think is really good and valuable for our team and our coaches and everybody that's involved in our program. You get back from dead period, and it's really a sprint, to fall break and your bye week. And, so some time away is going to be good for us all. And I know everybody's going to be excited to get back, here for the stretch run.
Well, you get some time off, and we'll talk to you. Well, we won't be talking next Saturday, but we'll be talking the next one. So good luck the rest of the way, Ben.
Thanks, John. I appreciate it. And once again, appreciate all you guys do. And y'all enjoy, hopefully, a little time off as well.
All right, I've got to do an advertisement, so hang with me just a second here, okay? I forgot to do it. The Coaches Show is brought to you by Craig's Tax Service, specializing in personal and business tax preparation, financials, and bookkeeping services. Find out more at craigstaxservice.com, and by Rayburn Insurance Agency in Smyrna, an independent agency offering auto, home, business, and life insurance since 1973. Find out more at Rayburn.net. Up next, we've got Rockville football to talk about here on the Prentice Allsup Heating and Air Coaches Corner.
You've seen the ads out there, companies wanting to buy your home. But why sell yourself short when you can get fair market value? I'm Lisa Patton. If you have an estate to settle or a home to sell, call Parks Auction. We'll work with you to sell your home or property in any condition with no costly repairs on your timeline. Why accept one offer when you can have multiple? You need Parks Auction. We look out for your best interest. Call Parks Auction today. We handle everything.
You've heard people say, you know your work by your name. But there's no better name for residential and business concrete work than Dan France Concrete. From basic slabs to decorative stamping, for your next concrete project, call Dan France Concrete, 615-642-5152.
This is Dan with Dan France Concrete, wishing all Rutherford County student athletes a great season. Study hard, play harder, and be safe.
Trust me, Dan is committed to the community and will offer you a great product. He'll stand behind his work and make sure you're satisfied with every aspect of the work. Dan France Concrete.
Here's a question. What do you want from your electric co-op?
Fast response if the power goes out.
An app that keeps me informed. Tips to lower my monthly bill.
Communication on things that matter to me.
Done, 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 done.
I want to know everything.
Everything? Well, young lady, let me show you the MyMTE app. Energy Service Life. That's Middle Tennessee Electric. We're here to get done what matters most to you. Learn more at mte.com.
The Prentice Allsup Heating and Air Coaches Corner, fueled by Donut Country and McDonald's Murfreesboro on FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna, and streaming at WGNSSports.com.
We're back here on the Coaches Show, locally owned and operated by Coy and Jennifer Young as Lascassas Feed Supply, specializing in animal feeds, premium pet foods, farm supplies, and much more. Time to talk with Brian Guthrie, the head coach of the Rockville Rockets this morning. Victorious last night at Coffee County, 31-7, and nice region win on the road there, Coach.
Yeah, it was. It was good to get a region win on our belts and kind of get that bad taste of those two before out. So, we were happy, and we've still got to clean some things up, but we were happy to get the win.
You went through kind of murderer's row, didn't you, with Riverdale and Oakland back to back in an already tough region to begin with, and to take on those two in back to back weeks, it was good to have a bounce back game.
It was, but it was good to play those guys early, really, but. We're excited for what's coming up, what's ahead.
Well, it was I know we've talked about it a little bit in the lobby here, and John and Rod and I were talking about it on the way home. There were just some very odd things that happened, but that seems to always be the case at Coffee County.
It does. It's not one of my favorite places to play. No, it's not. And I didn't think we would ever have to play down there again unless we decided to, but then they put them in our region, so we had to go. But there was some crazy. It's always kind of crazy when we go down there. It's like the Bermuda Triangle or something. I don't know.
There was, last night you got a lot. You had a blocked field goal. You guys returned for a touchdown, and they had blocked one of your punts, and scoop and score for you. I mean, it
was nuts.
You just kind of saw just a little bit of everything.
Yeah, we did. And we had the injury delay for 20 minutes or 30 minutes or however long that was, and I just want to say, that for those that are wondering, Ryland's doing good. He was in good spirits last night. Everything came back good. So just all prayers have been answered, and I just want to thank God that he's okay.
Yeah, that was certainly scary because after the initial hit on Ryland Hodges, it was like for a moment or so you didn't see any movement, but we did catch, he was moving his hands and his legs a little bit, so you felt a little better about that. But extreme precaution and doing all that stuff, and boy, just hats off to the trainers really on both sides and everybody. They really took good care of him.
We have undoubtedly the best trainer anywhere around. Brian Myers is just phenomenal. Does just a tremendous job, and he really, really, really cares about our kids, and so much so that he gets as frustrated as I do sometimes. But he is really the best around.
You when something like that happens too, I know your mind and the coach's mind, and the kids are thinking about that situation, but you have to turn things around pretty quickly, don't you?
Yeah, and while it was going on, I was real proud of our kids and Evangelist Brooks. I mean, they all gathered together, and Brooks, led a prayer, and everybody thoughts were on him and not the game, and I was real proud of those guys.
Long delays too sometimes kind of play havoc with teams as well. I thought your guys handled that part coming out of that very well too.
Yeah, I thought we did too. And they were all thinking about Ryland and wanted to, knew that he wanted them to keep battling. So, we did play better in the second half, and I was proud of that.
Well, let's just look at how this game went. Coffee County, I'm telling you, defensively, they're a pretty dang good football team, aren't they?
They are. They're big and strong, and Coach Haynes does a good job on defense. He's always been good, and they play hard, and those guys up front gave us fits, and we're struggling on offense right now, and it's no secret, and we've got to figure that out, and we've got to figure out a way to move the ball and help our defense out a little bit, and our defense is playing really lights out, and our defense scored the first 2 touchdowns, so and then the fumble recovery by Ryland got us down there to the 12, and we were able to score on offense there, but we've just got to figure it out and how to execute on offense, and it's just one little thing here and there all the time, and and that's on me, and I've got to spend a lot of time this fall break and figure that out.
Well, the Oakland game, you were able to move the football, but it was kind of between the 30s, and then last night it just it was like 1 step forward, 2 steps back at times. But when your defense gives you a score, that obviously takes a little bit of pressure off and maybe lets your offense kind of get going. Do you think that helped you last night on that side of the ball too?
It did, but we did score in the red zone twice, and actually 3 times. One was a field goal, but we got 2 touchdowns in the red zone, and that's something that's a plus that we haven't been doing. But yeah, I mean, so when Coffee decided to kick that field goal, and DJ Thornton came through and blocked it with his entire body, I think. And then Malik Hicks picked it up and ran it 86 yards for a touchdown. I mean, that was huge. And then they get the ball back, and then they fumble again. They're going in, and they fumble. Actually, Evangelist Brooks rips it out on about the 14, and DJ Thornton again picks it up and goes 86 for a touchdown. I mean, those things are huge, and our kids were, our kids fed off that and, got us going.
Then you were able to punch one in with Odell's 4-yard run right before halftime and go into the locker room up 21-0 at that point. First half defensively, you've already named a couple of kids, and I know I heard the name. Rod does our defensive spotting, and Timmy Williams' name was called a lot too.
He was. Timmy, Timmy's been a force for us at outside linebacker, and we're really, he's doing a great job. And Cavante Porter was all over the place. Brooks again was all over the place last night, making some big hits and some big plays, and those guys are playing well, and we just got to figure out on offense how to play both sides of the even it out, I guess.
Yeah, got a fourth quarter score with the field goal, and then Mayhew passed to Malik Hicks for the final 31 points. Coffee County was able to score with about 2.5 minutes to play there. Coffee County really seemed to have the game plan on their defensive side of the ball, put a lot of pressure on Brennan.
Yeah, they did. They put a lot in the box to try to stop our run game and get pressure on Brennan and try to make him beat us. But, he was poised and, he picked himself off the ground a lot and kept going, and I was proud of how he battled through. But Malik Hicks, man, what a night he had. Yeah. I mean, he had the return, the fumble or the block punt or the blocked extra field goal return for a touchdown. He had 2 pass breakups. He had an interception. He had 5 catches, I think, or 4 catches for like 60 yards or something like that, and caught a touchdown pass. I mean, he was just unconscious last night.
Kind of everywhere.
Yeah.
Rashawn had
he had a punt return for like 50 yards too.
Yeah, and that kind of set up that late score, did it not?
Yep.
So Sean had kind of a tough night, but he got some good hard yards, and then it was good to see Gardner kind of get in late, and he had some moves that if you can get that from him every game, every snap, you're going to be tough to handle.
There's no doubt. He stuck it in there like he was supposed to last night. Was real proud of him. I probably got as excited about the way he finished that last run as I was anything else that night. He caught a ball for 20 yards or so that got us down there close. I mean, when his number got called last night, he really did what we needed him to do.
I did see considerable excitement by you on the sideline, after that run. So
yeah, I got excited.
You've got some hops. Nice to get the win over the Coffee County Red Raiders, and they are a region opponent, so that goes a long way. And here we are at fall break, and it would have been very tough to go into fall break on a 3-game skid here, and so that really helps maybe refocus the mind on the last 3 games of this regular season.
Right. We know we got 3 games left. 2 of them are region games, and we know we've got to win those. So it's definitely nice going in to fall break with a win. So we got a nice long break, and I told them just to relax and reset and let's get ready for this last 3-game push.
So how do you handle this break? I know different coaches do different things. So
well, normally, and this is what I've always done, back when I was with Greg at Siegel and all that, we just always gone, let them off the beginning of the week and come in Thursday afternoon so they could, they could vacation till Wednesday, and then they could travel on Thursday during the day and then be back for practice that afternoon and then come back on Friday morning to practice again. But, we really needed this win. So I told the kids, I said, if we get this first region win, I'm going to give you those 2 days off. So they were excited about that. So we're giving those 2 days off. However, we are going to come in on Sunday and get an extra practice in. So we'll still have an extra practice that week. But I just want them to get away and relax. And, this game's supposed to be fun. And sometimes we forget that as coaches, as players. And, I want it to be that way. And so it's been a grind, and this is going to be great for us. I think to just kind of, like I said, relax and reset and get our mind back focused and try to have fun these last 3 games.
Sometimes I think we can lose ourselves in the competitiveness of it, which is not a bad thing per se, but being in the region that we are and everything, it can be a pressure cooker. So I mean, and for coaches too.
Yeah, but I just if they're playing tight, they're not playing the way they should, and so I always want them playing loose and having fun and enjoying themselves. I mean, in the long run, that's what it's about. So, I always try to find a way to reset that, and this fall break is going to help us.
You come back, and on the 13th, we'll host Pope John Paul II. And then you've got Blackman at your place, and then you've got Siegel at your place, and those are 2 gigantic region games.
There's no doubt. Blackman's playing better. I mean, they're the best whatever team probably around. I mean, their record hadn't shown it as much as you would think, but man, they're a good football team, and I think they're playing better every week. Coach Kreisky's doing an awesome job over there, and that's going to be a war. And then of course Siegel's been playing. Siegel's been playing great, so it's not 2 pushovers for sure.
Yeah, I mean, we're probably really looking at the battle between those 3 teams, and whatever those results are, someone's going to be disappointed come week 10 or week 11 after that. So I'm sure that's the game plan to make sure it's not Rockvale, huh?
That's right. That's the plan.
Coach, appreciate your time this morning, and thanks for sharing the news about Ryland. I know I had a lot of people asking about that last night and this morning, so good news with that, and hope you enjoy fall break, and I'm sure Amy's got a really big list of things for you to do.
She absolutely does. She always does.
All right, man. Appreciate it. That is head coach Brian Guthrie joining us here on the Coaches Show, brought to you by Edward Jones financial advisor Lee Colvin, who will work with you to develop a complete, tailored strategy to help you achieve your financial goals. That's Edward Jones financial advisor Lee Colvin.
We're talking now with Heather here at Carpets by Osborne. What are some of the advantages that Carpets by Osborne has?
Being a family business and being locally owned and operated, we do free estimates. We have our own subcontractors that work for our business. We will come out, look at your floor covering. Throughout the whole process, you deal with an individual. You're not passed off to different contractors. We handle it from start to finish.
Carpets by Osborne on Northwest Broad, next to Tire World.
Whether you're a student, alumni, or just a fan, Raider Tees has exactly what you need to help you cheer on the Blue Raiders on game days and every moment in between. We sell officially licensed Blue Raider gear, whether it's clothing, hats, flags, chairs, or just whatever. We have it all, including exclusive gear you won't find anywhere else. Like us on Facebook for updates on new Blue Raider gear and special prices or discounts. For all your Blue Raider gear, shop Raider Tees today. Bigger, better, and go blue!
Pizza. You in a hurry for dinner? Well, we've made it even easier to order online at sirpizzatn.com. Tap the location nearest you and begin your carry-out or delivery order at sirpizzatn.com. You can choose from our full menu, and we'll take care of the rest. A Queen's Feast is calling my name. Order Murfreesboro's favorite pizza online at sirpizzatn.com.
Sir Pizza, you made me love pizza again.
The Prentice Allsup Heating and Air Coaches Corner, fueled by Donut Country and McDonald's Murfreesboro on FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna, and streaming at WGNSSports.com.
And we welcome you back to another edition of the Prentice Allsup Heating and Air Coaches Corner. This time we're talking to Siegel head coach Adam Renshaw, and this portion of the show is brought to you by State Farm agents Andy Womack, Bud Morris, Dana Womack, Celeste Middleton, and Emerson Williams. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Adam Renshaw does join me here on the Prentice Allsup Heating and Air Coaches Corner. And Coach, I know you would rather had wrapped up getting the fall break a little better than the way it turned out yet last night, but some outside sources, kind of played a big part in that game. But Oakland is Oakland too.
Well, we felt like we played really well in the first half against them. We gave up a pick six there early on in the ball game. So we went in at halftime 14-7, with losing Thomas Santel, our quarterback. A.J. Kuchiyara came in and did a great job, but we were a little bit limited in our play calling right there.
And that's a tough situation for a backup quarterback to come into, too, isn't it? I mean, it's like, whoa, here we are. But defensively, you played really well in that first half. That's for sure.
Yeah. Defensively, we held up really well. And A.J. came in and did a great job, led us down the field, threw a touchdown pass to Ron Grant, who played really well. We just in a situation where, needed a few more bullets in the gun.
And they're very explosive, and you knew that going in. That makes a huge difference. Kind of got down, and when that happens, I guess things get worse as they go because it's hard to come back, and then that's when they kind of know what you're doing, that kind of thing. Just tell us about that second half. I know it wasn't pretty for you, but I know you're really going in there at 14-7. You had a shot at this game, and like you said, more bullets, I guess.
Well, we just as the game went on, they came out and they ran the ball on us there at the beginning of the second half, and then we got on offense. We started pressing a little bit, trying to throw the ball down the field a little bit too much maybe rather than just staying in our offense and doing what we do. And so, we threw some picks right there. That's just part of playing from behind a little bit, I guess you'd say,
It's time now for fall break, and I know you guys, you've been a little banged up. You told me a couple weeks ago y'all been a little banged up. This rest, I know, disregard of Santel, of course, we hate that, but gives everybody a little chance to kind of heal a little bit.
Yeah, with 3 ball games left in the season, it also gives us a chance to, look at things, evaluate things, see what we're good at, see what we're not so good at, and adjust accordingly.
I want to mention some names here too, Coach. Terrian Grant, 4 receptions for 69. Hostetter, 3 receptions for 33. Caleb Watson had a good game, 2 big catches for 57 yards. So it was a pretty good night for Kuchiyara. I mean, he did pretty well.
Yeah, especially put in the situation he was in. I thought he came out, thought the team responded well to him, encouraged him, and I think he fought hard, And again, for most of the ball game, it was really a great defensive effort. We put them in some bad situations there in the second half, and our kids played really hard, and we didn't back down one bit. And I would like to for last night to went differently in a lot of ways, but we love our kids, and they fought hard, and they were giving us everything they had last night.
And we mentioned you've got fall break now. What will you do this coming week? Now you played. You've got an extra day actually because you played on Thursday. So what is the game plan for Siegel in terms of practice and that kind of thing going further?
Yeah, well, we'll give them the first part of the week off. We encourage our kids to have some family time, spend some time with the people that care about them and love them, and kind of get physically and mentally ready to go for that 3-week stretch to try and get in the playoffs.
And you've got Beach coming up. They're no slouch. That's nobody can say you didn't play a good big schedule because you've played some biggies.
Yeah. And I think our program has made a lot of improvements, and when you do that, it gets tougher to schedule. And so, with adding Beach and Hendersonville to the schedule, 2 great quality opponents, those are good games, interesting games, and games people should want to see also.
When you come back, I guess I think coaches probably need that mental break as well for fall break too. I mean, it's like you get to meet your wife again, get to introduce yourself back to your wife again, for a while, because it goes. I mean, it's long. It's August.
She wants to see me.
It's like August, isn't it? I mean, y'all start like late July, August, isn't it?
Oh yeah. Well, it really is. It really is a year-round deal now, and we know that as coaches. We got into it to be around kids, and of course, the joke with coaches is you go down in a submarine sometime in July, and you come up when you're eliminated from the playoffs.
Yeah, and it's hard to believe it's a year-round job, but it has kind of gotten that way. You looking down the stretch, it's going to be a fight for that 2, 3, 4 spots. In this region, it's going to be a dogfight, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it is, and it always is. Lots of good football players, lots of great coaching. The cool thing about this area is people care and people are invested in it. So yeah, the next month, how it plays out is going to be very interesting, and it usually is in October in Rutherford County.
I guess the favorite right now, I think Riverdale and Oakland are there, but gosh, it truly is a toss up for the rest of the positions, and it's Siegel is. I just think the chances of Siegel are as good as anybody's. Particularly, I think on the way you guys have matured in terms of, it's a tough loss with Santel, but then again, you've got some guys that have really picked it up, and I think defensively is one thing that I think is a big benefit to you going down the stretch here.
Yeah, well, if you play great defense, you always have a shot, and with our kids, and we talk about it every week. It's it's about eliminating mistakes. You want to avoid them like a copperhead in the bedclothes, and so. Penalties and turnovers, in the end, they're what get you. And last night we did much better on the penalties end of things. I was proud of our kids with that. In the end, the turnovers are probably what let it get away from us. But our attitude and effort was great.
Yeah, and unfortunately, turnovers are a part of it as well. And I give a little credit to Oakland because they seem to can create those things in a hurry. I did want to mention Terry and Grant and Christian Fletcher, Caleb again, and they all had good games as well offensively as well, all-purpose, I guess.
Yeah, well, we made some plays in the passing game, but part of that was, our offensive line and Christian Fletcher, they played really well up front. We ran the ball consistently in the first half also, and so that helped us a great deal there in the first half, and really – probably a good overall effort by those boys.
Christian rushed 17 carries for 60 yards. That's a very good night for him as well. And you got to have that. You got to have that mix with the run and the pass to get it to working.
Yeah, especially in how we do things. You can, and that's really where we got in the second half when we got to where we had to throw the ball. We were in a bad spot there.
Well, I'm going to let you go and let you enjoy fall break. And you got any plans? You're going to be, going running down to the beach real quick or anything, or just kind of spend it at home?
No. All jokes aside, I do plan on spending some time with my family, but we're going to hang out here in Murfreesboro, and we got, with the boys away, it's a shot for us to do some getting ready around here,
Yeah, well, she may put you to work.
Well, yeah, good luck with that. It's football season.
Oh, I got it. You said it was a year-round job. I see where you're going with that.
You see my angle now.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, it's working for you, too.
There you go.
Hey, have a good fall break, and we'll be rooting for you when you get back against Beach.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, that's Coach Adam Renshaw. This portion of the show is brought to you by Dr. Automotive, the cure for your car, professional auto repair and maintenance from ASC certified mechanics and master mechanics. You can check them out online at autorepairsmyrna.com. PrenticeSalsaHeatingAndAir.com. And we'll be back with more of the Prentice Salsa Heating and Air Coach's Corner after we take this time out.
Rely on the experienced professionals at Prentice Allsup Heating and Air.
Whether it's the blazing heat of summer or the bitter cold of winter, let the Rheem Pro professionals at Prentice Allsup Heating and Air Conditioning on West College Street keep your home or business comfortable year-round. We service all major brands and in most cases offer same-day service. Call us today at 615-890-1311. Prentice Allsup Heating and Air, your Rheem Pro partner heating and cooling contractor on West College Street, just under the Thompson Lane overpass.
Craig's Tax Service at 142 Heritage Park Drive offers complete tax preparation, financial, and bookkeeping services.
This is Brett Craig with Craig's Tax Service. From personal tax preparation to business bookkeeping, payroll, and taxes, at Craig's Tax Service, our staff is here to help.
Get help with your taxes. Call 890-2233 for an appointment.
As a former Siegel Star football player, I know the importance of the high school sports experience. Good luck to all county student athletes.
Craig's Tax Service, 890-2233. We're at Rick's Barbecue talking with Anne-Marie Brents, who says they're ready to feed your entire crew with the family pack.
It's a pound of pork or any of our pulled meats, and then you get two 16-ounce sides, and then you get a bag of chips, which are plain or barbecue, and then the buns come with it, and then you get one of our drink choices, which is either a 2-liter of one of our sodas or a half-gallon of one of our teas.
And don't forget the famous Rick's Loaded Baked Potato.
That's the biggest potato you can get. They're right at 2 pounds.
Let Rick's Barbecue do the cooking, 212 Warrior Drive.
It's not just a home or a car. I'm State Farm Agent Dana Womack. We see your home and car as the time and memories you put into them. Give me a call at 615-900-0877 and let me help you give them the protection they deserve.
Renters, when you combine State Farm auto and renter's insurance, you save an average of $642. I'm State Farm Agent Emerson Williams, and I'm ready to help you combine auto and renter's insurance and save. Call me at 615-459-2683.
First National Bank of Middle Tennessee is dedicated to Rutherford County, its students, their families, and their futures. Hi, I'm Ryan Savage, Assistant Vice President and Branch Manager. We understand the challenges of managing your family's finances. At First National Bank of Middle Tennessee, your family is our family. Visit us at our Gateway or Memorial Boulevard offices here in Murfreesboro and always online at fnbmt.com. First National Bank of Middle Tennessee, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC, NMLS 401715.
Tennessee Orthopedic Alliance takes great pride in treating local athletes here in Rutherford County. Experts in joint, bones, and muscles. And with over 65 specialists, TOA has a playbook to get you back in the game. To request an appointment, visit TOA.com or call 855-NEED-TOA. Tennessee Orthopedic Alliance. TOA. Live your best life.
The Prentice Allsup Heating and Air Coaches Corner, fueled by Donut Country and McDonald's Murfreesboro on FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna, and streaming at WGNSSports.com.
And we welcome you back here to the Prentice Allsup Heating and Air Coaches Corner. John Dinkins back with you, and we have the privilege and the honor of having Coach Floyd Walker today.
And of your family now, okay? Yeah, especially your grandkids.
I'll tell you what she was doing this morning, Coach. She was getting ready to do soccer refereeing.
Oh, really?
And I actually saw them on the way down here this morning, and they were coming out, and the look on her face was like, I don't want to be anywhere near a soccer field. It's, 7 o'clock in the morning.
No, she don't want any part of that.
It's interesting life in my house. But anyway, last night, a good way to kind of go into fall break with a big win. And in fact, I would guess that you're pretty happy because this Tennessee Heat bunch is not a bad little ball club.
They're really not. It's to go back to your earlier statement. Yes, it's always good to finish up fall break right before you have a week off with a win. And to talk about Tennessee Heat, Coach Scott and his staff, they do a phenomenal job with their kids. Their kids are first class. They play clean. They play hard. They're physical. They probably play the 11-man football more consistently. They'll probably be a lot better. But it was a good competition for us last night.
And you kind of knew that going in. I mean, and one of the reasons you get them, it's and they're adaptable to the schedule a little bit. But you have to tell your guys that too, I guess, and kind of put that point across. Like this is a good squad we're playing.
You try to tell kids that, and you try to tell them that they they practice just like they do. They lift just like they do. They work just as hard as they do, and then at the end of the day, when the game kicks off, you got to go out and perform, and you've got to match the intensity. It's almost like when you talk about smaller schools going to play like a Power 5, and those kids get jacked up about the opportunity to do that, and you're gonna get their best shot. And I think we settled down in the second half. We kind of was a little bit lethargic, in the first quarter, second quarter, but I thought second half, I thought our kids picked up the pace.
Yes, very much so. And one going away 31-3. But it does put I guess what I'm saying, Floyd, it puts a good taste in your mouth going into fall break and having a little break here. And you really kind of want to see that. It's been a rough 2 or 3 weeks.
Right.
You've had some really tough games. And to kind of just put a good taste in your mouth.
Yeah, it does. I mean, we talk about all the time about football, how challenging it is to win and the difficulties that you have to endure for 7 days if you get beat. But, if you lose a game going into fall break, you're looking at, basically 14 days. And you want your kids to feel good about themselves because of the amount of work that they put into football. So it's always joyous to watch their faces when they're with their buddies and they've accomplished something and been successful at something. And, a lot of kids need that. So we appreciate everything that our kids do. We love to watch their smiles when they have success. And you feel for them like we talked about last week. We feel for them when they fail. So it's almost a parental deal, but going into fall break, they should feel really, really good about themselves. They should be refreshed when they come back in on the 9th, and hopefully they'll enjoy having the bitter taste of defeat out of their system.
Well, let's talk about some individuals because you had some pretty good performances last night. Will Becker, 11 of 18 for 174 yards and a touchdown. You've known the quarterback position is one of the toughest ones, and you've had I think Brody's played it some and that kind of thing. So are you feeling more comfortable now that everybody's kind of found their place a little bit?
Yeah, we have. We think we found our identity offensively. We think Will gives us a little bit more opportunities to do a little bit more things and spread out the field a little bit more. And then we've taken Brody and put Brody back at running back, which was his natural position, which kind of took some of the weight off of his shoulders and freed him up some. And I think it showed with his performance last night because I thought Brody really did a great job of being the competitor that he was. Or that he is, because I don't know how many tackles he broke or made people miss last night, but it was impressive and enjoyable watching him perform.
Is it a little bit more relaxed for him? I mean, I don't say that relaxed in that he can just goof off. I'm saying mentally. I mean, is it more where he's taking a little bit off of him a little bit?
Yeah, because playing quarterback, he gets coached by me, and and Brody and I have a really good relationship, and we have a very, very honest relationship on my part. Brody just gets to listening, and so I think that has helped him out a lot because you can put too much on the kid, and Brody can handle it. But when it's an everyday deal and you've got to do this, it's wear and tear on the kid. And Brody's a kid that just wants to be freed up and just let me go.
Yeah.
So,
and having Will Becker being the quarterback and the skills he has at that position puts Brody back at a position he is really skilled at.
Oh yeah. So all he needs to understand is what the play is now, and he don't need to worry about what the front is, what the protection is, who's hot, what coverage they're in. He doesn't have to think about all those things. He just got to think about what is his step, what is his aiming point, what's my protection in the pass, and I think it's given him it's refreshed him. Let's put it that way.
Well, let's talk about Cade Pippinger because Cade's been with you for a long time and he's got some blood in the chain, but that kid works hard, doesn't he? I mean, he's just a good kid.
You cannot say enough about Cade and how hard he's worked to make himself into a really good player. From studying the game, from the weight room, from his conditioning. It's just when you sit down and you think about what a football player should entail, he has all the intangibles. He's studious, he's committed, he's physical, he doesn't shy away from hard work. He's punctual. You don't have to worry about him showing up, being on time, none of those things. He's one of those kids that you love having in your program. You're gonna miss him when he's not there, but you just appreciate everything that he's done since he's came on the scene.
A lot of football talk at his house.
Hey, look, let Cade tell you, Cade was so happy when he was able to drive because he wouldn't have to ride home with his dad and listen to it.
Yeah, and the young daughter is a cheerleader too, so it just keeps going, doesn't it?
It does.
That's what I'm
enjoyable deal, though.
That's what I love about the Eagleville community, man. I'm telling you. Okay, enough about that. But Dawson McCrary, is part of that defense,
right?
That I guess every time I talk to you, and also Marshall Spann, to me, over the years, the strength of your teams. There's been some good offensive teams, but the common thread every year is that defense. And some of you, sure, they may lose a game,
right,
but they, like the game last night, they gave up 3 points. That kind of gives your offense a lot of feeling good because they can if they are struggling a little bit, the defense can hold them and carry them.
And that's what we kind of offensively what we kind of do is we kind of try to play off of how our defense is playing. If our defense is playing really, really well, then what we're going to try to do is we're going to try to manage the clock, put some points on the board, not make a mistake, turn the ball over, and put our defense in a bad situation. And it's been a great formula for our success over the years. And again, defensively, what we do is our kids do their assignment. They try to rally to the football, and they try to be physical and group tackle when they get there. So it's a fun group to watch. It's a fun group to watch fly around. It's a fun group to watch them enjoy each other's success. So hopefully we can continue those things on that side of the ball.
And I when I say that, the defense, a lot of your guys play both ways. So,
right.
But I guess what I'm talking about is a common theme, a theory, it's a motto. I don't know that they all seem to carry about that defense. They've been that way since you've been there.
Yeah. Because that's what we do. We put a premium on defense. Like I said, when we start whether it's off season, fall camp, spring camp, first thing we do is we go to the defensive side of the ball, and we try to make sure we get the right people in the right position, and that those people believe in what we're trying to get done schematically, and that those people are going to try to be physical when they arrive at the football. So we take a lot of pride in that. We've taken a lot of pride in that over the years, ever since I've been at Eagleville, and I think we're going to continue that tradition.
We're talking to Floyd Walker, the head coach of the Eagleville Eagles. I want to talk, now it's fall break.
Right.
Time to get away from everybody. How do you guys handle the Eagleville? Because I know a lot of people do it differently, but you're going to plan on taking a few days here.
We ain't taking a few days. We're taking the whole week.
Are you really? Okay.
We take the whole week. A lot of our kids and their families get away during fall break, and so we'll just give our kids the entire week off, and we'll get back together on October the 9th. And
they're not going to fall out of shape.
No. Some of them might, but they need a break. These kids basically been going since June. They had the 2-week dead period off, but they still have to lift and condition during that time because July rolls around, it's time to go again. So they need some downtime. I'm sure we got a couple of bumps and bruises, and it's just good for them to get away. It's good for them to get away and spend some time with their family and their siblings. So hopefully they'll all be safe. Hopefully they'll have an enjoyable time and be excited about getting back.
I think a lot of people don't understand that you still have a week to prepare.
Right.
And rather than make them all sit at home, let's prepare for 2 weeks. I mean, it makes sense because you also, being a smaller school, injuries happen, it's kind of time to nurse those injuries and kind of get everybody healthy again.
Right, and we got banged up last night. You know, you talked about Dawson McCrary. He got a little bit banged up last night, so he'll get evaluated over the break. We lost a young man, a young freshman last night who was starting to come on, Keontae Moore, so we wish him a speedy recovery. He fractured his ankle last night, so we feel for him because he gave us a little spark and the time that he got to play for us. So, yeah, so we want to get these bumps and bruises healed up, and hopefully we want to try to avoid some. So we give them this week off.
You know, I'm not even going to ask you who you're playing. I'm not when you get back.
I can tell you. Oh,
really?
Yeah,
I know. I noticed how you know. Okay. Who you playing?
We'll go to Loretta.
Okay.
We got another wonderful bus trip when we get back.
Well, I was trying to avoid it. I didn't want to. Yeah, another bus trip.
That's how I know it's because of the bus trip.
And since we're 2 weeks in advance, I know you're not going to tell me what do you think of them. I mean,
I know that. I think they're still undefeated.
Yeah,
I think they're still undefeated.
I just don't even think about it. You know, let's enjoy the break. Yeah. Take one game at a time. I'll use all those coaches' phrases if I can. If you don't mind, I'm going to do 2 advertisements here because I failed to do it at the opening. Okay.
Oh man.
All right, you ready? The Coach's Show, Prentice Allsup Heating and Air, is brought to you by Carpet Spa Osborne, who would love to help you complete any job, whether residential or commercial. Carpet, tile, hardwood, vinyl, rugs, and more. Locally owned, online at carpetspaosborne.com. Would you like to read the other one?
I can't even see it.
Okay, well,
I need it.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay.
Hey, I'm just being honest.
Yeah, well, you're doing great. And also by Rick's Barbecue, serving up the best smoked barbecue, ribs, and many local favorites on Warrior Drive, locally operated by Anne-Marie Brentz and the Lanning family. And before I let you go, Floyd, I want to congratulate Kay on her promotion. And
we're proud of her. We're super excited for it. We believe she'll do a great job for the kids of Rutherford County.
And Kim, both amazing women. So, you know, and you know that. So
they get it from their mama.
You know, definitely.
Not from her dad. They get it from Atlanta. All right, that's where they get it from.
Amen to that. I can vouch for that for sure. Floyd, always good talking to you. And we went way over today, but anyway, enjoy your fall break. Good luck rest of the way because it gets real here now, doesn't it? What about 3 games left?
3 games left. Flown by.
There you go. Floyd Walker, the head coach of the Eagleville Eagles. And when we'll come back, we'll have more of the Prentice Allsup Heating and Air Coach's Corner right after this timeout.
Quick, convenient, efficient. 3 words that we all hope to experience when we do business. Our goal at JHA Company is to bring just that to an industry that's traditionally dictated to the customer when it's time to do business. Whether you're purchasing class pictures in a yearbook, class jewelry, a letter jacket, school spirit wear, or senior graduation products, we strive to make the experience quick, convenient, and efficient. Find out more at jhacompany.com. JHA, your one source for an unparalleled scholastic experience.
This is a paid legal ad.
You've probably heard it a million times. If you're injured, call a lawyer. And you probably haven't because you don't know how much it will cost, how long it will take, or even if you have a case. At the law offices of John Day, we provide a free initial consultation because we understand that folks don't want to pay a lawyer only to find out they don't have a case. If you think we can help, we do so on a contingency basis, which means we only get paid if you do. Seriously injured? Call me, John Day.
Hello, this is Coy Young at Las Casas Feed Supply. We'd like to welcome you to our door.
Whether you have a quarter acre or several, Las Casas Feed Supply has premium feeds and dog foods you can't find in box stores.
Nutrition is our specialty here at Las Casas Feed.
Plus, every Saturday morning they have a local producer-only farmers market with fresh vegetables, beef, pork, and more.
Customer service expertise that exceeds your expectations.
Family owned and operated by Coy and Jennifer Young, Las Casas Feed Supply on Barlow Lane, just off Highway 96 East in Las Casas.
Life changes, then it changes again. Hi, I'm Edward Jones Financial Advisor Lee Colvin. A job loss, change in health, or loss of a loved one can have a big impact on your family's financial security. Let's work together to help make sure that you're equipped for life's unexpected events. Stop by our office in the Public Shopping Center on South Rutherford Boulevard or give us a call at 615-907-7056 for an appointment. Edward Jones, Making Sense of Investing, member SIPC.
It's time to talk MTCS sports It's Cougar Corner, fueled by Donut Country and McDonald's Murfreesboro.
Presented by Tennessee Orthopedic Alliance. TOA, live your best life. Online at TOA.com.
We're joined by Middle Tennessee Christian School coaches to talk about their most recent games and their upcoming opponents. It's time to talk orange and white on MTCS Cougar Corner.
And we want to welcome you here to Cougar Corner. John Dinkins with you here. And, we've got head coach Christian Peterson. And Coach, this is seems like we've been doing this a lot together for the last couple of weeks or so. But I'm filling in. One was out of town, but fall break coming here, we had to make adjustments. And I'm sure you have had to as well as a coach. So we're going to talk about this game, a great football game. And it seems like every week you're playing like the top around, and you did it back to back. You won one, unfortunately didn't get it last night, but and we'll talk about that in a minute. I want to talk first of all though, how is fall break at MTCS? Is it different, like the way your practice schedule will be, or how will you handle it? I've asked every coach this, I guess.
Yes, we'll take the whole week off. We had a lot of kids leave right after the game on Friday. I think it's good for the kids. It's a good break. When we came up here the first year, and we were kind of told, hey, we'll take the whole week off. You're telling guys who had never done it before. In Florida, we don't have a fall break. And so we were like, oh, I don't know if I like this. Like, they're going to be gone for a whole week. Like, they're not going to remember anything. But when they came back, they still knew it. They were still ready to play football. Really, they kind of were rejuvenized for the last push there of the season. And so it's just something we've stuck with. It's worked for us. It's a good break. We've kind of gone from spring practice all the way through 7 games now. It's a grind. It's every day we're working and we're trying to get better. And, with 3 regular season games left and, hopefully some playoff games after that, I think it's a good reset, good moment to, get away and rest, recover, and come back mentally sharp, mentally focused for the second half.
I think Eagleville does that as well. I think for smaller schools, isn't it kind of important to give them some rest, because your depth is not going to be like a 6A school, but I know it had to be difficult coming from, because I know as a basketball coach, I used to didn't like buys. In basketball tournaments, you get a buy I hated them because I felt like we need to be playing. We need to be playing instead of standing in the gym practicing while everybody else played. It took me forever to get over that, mentality. And it is difficult because you go, shouldn't we be practicing? But then again, you got to look at the broader picture, don't you? Absolutely.
Yeah, we look at it as, a lot of our kids play both ways. Last night we had a bunch of young guys in there. Like I said, it's a good reset for them. They do a good job when they come back. They're ready to go. We don't have to start from square one all over again. There's gonna be some stuff that isn't gonna be as sharp right away, so we'll work it in practice and we'll make sure we're good on it. Again, we have a pretty senior heavy team that understands what we're trying to accomplish and what our goals are. And so, I expect them to come back fired up and ready to go, and I think it's going to be good for us.
And those seniors know the routine, and then we'll make sure everybody else gets in line too, I would think.
Yeah,
so,
for sure.
Which brings me up, and we are going to talk about the game, but it brings me up another question. When you have seniors and good senior leadership, I don't want to say, does it make your job easier, or does it make it easier to relate to them or to get the message across? Or is there any difference?
I would say it definitely makes my job easier, because, they already know what's expected. They know the expectation. They know the standard. We talk about it all the time. If nobody leads, we're not very good. If only the coaches are leading, you can be okay, but you're not going to be great. But player-led teams are the ones that have a chance to be special. And, our players are doing a really good job of being leaders and making sure that we're doing the right things. And, they really accepted that role. We have so many that have played a lot of football for us that it's like having a coach on the field. And, it's helped with our communication on the field. It's helped with at practice. If the energy level starts to get low, all I have to do is look at one senior and they've got it. And honestly, we're to a point now where I don't really have to say much, right? They can feel when the energy's low at practice and they'll start trying to get everybody up. And so it's been really good.
And one of these days, one of those guys, one of those 2 or 3 will become probably a coach somewhere doing something, whether it's junior pro or they don't ever lose that, do they? They'll always kind of remember the memories they've had and carry it on in their future life.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, there's definitely a few that I can see making coaching their dream job. And like I said, they do such a really good job of again knowing what we're trying to accomplish and knowing that there's no shortcuts to it. All right, you just got to keep grinding. You just got to keep trying to get better every day.
You've had a tremendous schedule, and I mean tremendous as in difficult. Friendship Christian, a big win, and I didn't get a chance we didn't get to talk, but you take on a South Pittsburgh team that pretty loaded. I mean, they've got some talent, don't they?
Absolutely, yeah. It's a really good football team we played last night, and defensively they flew around, they made plays. I think offensively we responded. We moved the ball pretty well from the 20 to the 20. A little disappointed in our red zone game. Some of that's on us. Maybe we call something different. Maybe we try and get something else in. But I think the effort they played with was really good. We talk about it all the time. The 2 things we can control is our energy level and our effort. And I think we did that well. And it's really easy that Friday before fall break to kind of have your mind on fall break. I don't think we did that. I thought we came out ready to play. 0-0 game at halftime. Again, like you said, South Pittsburgh's a really good football team, favorites in single A, and I think for the majority of that game, we stood in the phone booth and went toe to toe with them.
It was scoreless for what at halftime too, wasn't it? And then they got on the board with a couple of scores, and you scored late. There were some people that were out, and I want you to say it because you may not if I don't bring it out to you because you don't think that way. But you had a young man, what's his name, Wilson, I believe, that was not playing in that game, and tell us about that. And I know it had to make a difference.
Yeah, I didn't have Eli, didn't have Matthew. So we had a few guys out. For us, we have a 30-man roster. It's gonna be next man up. I thought everybody that went in played really well. Travion Mathis ended up getting quite a bit of snaps at the F spot. He didn't end up with any carries, but him blocking was fantastic. He's a little freshman. He ain't very big, but he stuck his nose in there and he did his job all night. I'm really proud of him. Shy Murphy ended up with a couple carries. A lot of it kind of fell to Yates, and I thought he played fantastic. He
87 yards rushing.
Yeah,
and a touchdown, 8 of 15 for 90 yards, and pretty impressive, especially if you don't have your running mate with you, and most people know you're going to run the football.
Absolutely, yeah, he did a great job. He had some really big passes for us. Hit Seth Harris on a big one, hit Briggs on a big one, hit Austin on a big one. We took our shots, and he. No matter what happened on the play before, he came back and he made the next play. We talk about it all the time, like good or bad, right? It doesn't affect the next one. Got to go out and make the next play. And
he's a good kid, and he has that mentality, doesn't he?
Absolutely.
That leadership quality that you got to have. And a lot of times, I think we don't throw his name out there enough. What he does and all the things that he has to take on himself.
For sure, yeah. I mean. Really, last night was kind of a perfect example of him, of, the there's been some games where maybe he doesn't end up with the yards that the other ones end up with, but he's such a big part of what we do. Last night it was really, he had 20-something carries, and then, he threw the ball 15 times. Like, we put the ball in his hands a lot, and I thought he responded really well. It was a good football team we played against. It would have been really easy to I don't know if this is the team that I want to get all the carries against, or I don't know if this is the team try and throw it all over. And, at no point was that his mindset. It was, all right, let's do it. Let's go make a play. And, he played really well. Really proud of him, and looking forward to the rest of the year.
We're calling him Yates, but everybody, that's Yates Garrett, if you don't know. But and I knew you had a couple out with injuries. In a game like that too, you want to make sure Yates comes away healthy, and I hope that he did in that game, and with as many carries. But when you go get a runner out of your lineup, and I'm just going to say it, it's like 200 yards a game, and it's next man up. Do you have to make an adjustment with that, or the game plan is the same? Let's do it. Let's go.
Really, we're going to do what we do.
Mm-hmm.
We have an idea of what we think is going to be effective going into each week. But really it's going to be, once we see how they're lined up to us, what we do is weird, right? So what the team we're going to play, what they're going to do defensively is going to be a little bit weird. It's going to be a little bit different than what they normally do. And so we're just going to see how teams are playing us, and then we're going to take what they're giving us. There's some games it's our wing that kind of gets to play well. In the friendship game, we had Eli in that one, and Gabe Howell's the one that hits the 50-yard run there at the end. We're really just going to try and take what they're giving us. So it's really that same mentality. Maybe there's a play here and there that we really like with Eli and don't love it yet with one of the young freshmen, or maybe it doesn't fit Brooks' skill set or Yates' skill set or whatever. But then, you look at it and go, well, there's other plays that we don't really love with Eli doing it, but we really like it with Yates running it, or we like it with Brooks running it, or whatever. So it changes a little, but we're going to be kind of who we are, and we're going to do what we do and try and win football games.
Last night, I know you had a couple turnovers that hurt, and tell us a little bit about that. You were driving down the field. I get the feeling from you that you weren't really disappointed in the performance at all. You were just kind of disappointed in some things that happened in the game that could have led to better things for you.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you look at it and you go, we had tweaked something in at halftime, and we wanted to give it a shot, and we come out, we end up fumbling on it. That's on us. We just got to trust what we're doing. It had been working. We were trying to take a 3 or 4 yard play and try and make it a 8 to 10 yard play, and it ends up being a fumble. We put them in a bad spot. That's on us. We had a muff punt, which is a young kid back there. He's trying to make a play. And things like that happen. It's on that play in particular, it's a freshman. Right, he's just trying to make a play, and he did a lot of really good things on Friday night, and I know him well enough that I know he's gonna. I'm sure he woke up this morning and that's what he's thinking about, is that one play, and really, like, it is what it is, right? Like, it happened, move on, let's go. You did a lot of really good things. You're gonna play a lot of really good football for us, and so let's move on and learn from it. And let's get better. Let's make sure it doesn't happen again. And let's just keep getting better every week.
I know you're excited about we're talking to Christian Peterson, the head coach of the Cougars here on Cougar Corner. I know you're excited. We look at the schedule and go, wow, here we're playing some, but I know you guys love it. I mean, it's a challenge. It's a challenge to your kids. To me, it tells you, hey, the Cougars are real. Here we are. We're not scared to play anybody. I just think it puts good vibes to the football program.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, for us, we want to make sure that we're tested and ready to go when the postseason comes. Out of region, went and played Columbia Academy. It's a really good football team. They're going to play Nashville Christian here soon. The winner of that one's going to win the middle. We played obviously Friendship, which is always a really good game in region. Going down there and played in South Pitt, who's right now the favorite to win, single A. I think it's just going to benefit us as we get going. We've been in the 12-round fights. We know what that's like. We want to make sure that we're prepared. You get into the postseason, everything's a 12-round fight. It doesn't matter. Records don't matter anymore. Who's on whose team doesn't matter anymore, right? It's everyone's playing to keep playing. And, I think our schedule has really helped us get to a point where I'm confident when we go into the postseason that we're not going to quit. We're for 4 quarters. We're going to stand there in the phone booth and we're going to swing. And what happens, but it's not going to be from a lack of effort or from a lack of will, want to, from our guys. And so really proud of them.
That's what impresses me. It seems like every game they are always prepared, whether you win the game or you don't win the game. And for most, except for one, you have won the games. And I think that's a credit to you and your coaching staff. I want to mention a couple of guys before we Seth Harris had 8 tackles, 1 for a loss. Jackson Highfield, 8 tackles and a forced fumble. And Brooks Jones, 8 tackles and 30 yards and added 30 yards rushing. It comes down, and I know a lot of these guys play both ways. So, but regardless of that, your defense, your seniors, your leadership at quarterback, you've got that one offensive star that, and then you've got another guys that complement him. Boy, it just, I know you got to be thrilled that it's come to this, up to this point. But, like you said, one game, you got to move on from this one. You guys are in good shape.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about after Friendship, right? Like where, us beating Friendship, like that's not like the season's not done, right? Like it's not over. It's the same thing this week, right? Like we lost South Pittsburgh. Season's not done. It's not over. All of the goals that we want are still there. We try not to get too big or too high or too low on any particular win or any particular loss. Every game is important. But it's also important to remember that at the end of the day, that was one game. Now we've got to go and reset and get ready to play another team. And, again, I think our kids are doing a really good job of understanding, that we want to play hard and we want to win every game. But when that doesn't happen, fine. Let's figure out, let's fix what didn't work, and let's go right the ship next week and get ready and get better.
Coach, I sit here at Cougar Corner because when we started doing this and interviewing, we had, like they had freshman starters that were like, maybe 160 pounds, playing football. And as we go and progress here, I still admire those 160-pound freshmen that when you were like 1-10 or 1-9, because they built a foundation of their hard work and everything. I know you appreciate them just like you do the guys you've got right now, because they kind of they kept it going, and they, it brought up to the program to where it is right now.
Oh, for sure. I mean, really, we're still a young program.
Mm-hmm.
We started in 05 or 06 was their first year, and I was as an independent, and we got here and the cupboard wasn't bare. There's already a lot of really good players here. A lot of players that love the game and want to get better, and that doesn't happen without the foundation that was already set. And I think it's important sometimes to look back and realize that we're on the upswing, and we got to remember all of the hard work it took to get there, and to make sure that we just continue to work that hard to keep up on the upswing.
Ed Watson, youth football starting at, I don't know how young it starts, but that's a great, beautiful thing to watch. And, I think it's Saturdays and to see all the divisions they have. And, but again, that's creating a culture. You play football in our youth league, and eventually you're going to be a Cougar one day. But that's got to be a beautiful thing to see if you're just walking around the campus and see all of that. It's got to be pretty exciting.
For sure. The first, second grade, third and fourth grade flag, they're playing on Saturdays. So I was down there on fall break, went down there and got to watch some of them play. And it's fun to watch all the little ones run around. They're all so excited. And then, our fifth and sixth grade and seventh and eighth grade generally play on Thursdays. So whenever they're at home, our varsity players go and they're on the sidelines and they're with the kids. And, I tell them all the time, like, when you guys were in fifth and sixth grade and seventh and eighth grade, like, the varsity players were your heroes, right? Like, that's who you want to be. And so, like, it's important to remember that now that you're there. Like, you need to remember how you felt watching them. And so, again, our kids do a really good job. They're there. They're in it. They're on the sidelines. They're high-fiving. It's really easy as a high school kid to want to just go and stand as far away as possible. I'm here. Coach is making me be here, but I don't really want to be here and not be engaged. But our kids are engaged. They have fun with it. They enjoy it. And really that's how you build a consistent winner, is when top to bottom, everybody all feels like they're part of the program. And, it's not just Friday nights. Like, there's a lot of work that goes into it, and a lot of people that do a lot of work for us. And, it's been good for sure.
It's a pride factor. And, it's been that way since I've been a part of doing interviews and doing games. You can see it all over the place. We got a game with you guys here before long, so we're going to be there to get to see it firsthand. I can't wait. It's the concession stand to die for. I mean, they do a good job. I plan to get there early on that one. I guess we'll wrap up. Let me ask you what you're going to do as we wrap things up. What you and your family are going to do for the break, and what does a coach do? Just forget it and let's just sit down and don't think about football, or how does it work?
Yeah, it's really easy to say that.
Yeah,
was actually riding home with BJ last night, and it was kind of like we were both just like, all right, let's just shut it off for a couple days. Like, let's just regroup, and then we pull up, and it was like, well, I'll probably end up texting you by Monday.
Yeah.
So, it's a lot easier said than done. Definitely gonna try and take some time. During the season, we end up, all the coaches, we end up missing so much time with family that really just kind of hanging out with my wife and my daughter. Probably hit some fall festivals and do all the dad stuff.
Pumpkins.
Oh yeah, all that stuff. Got gymnastics with my little one today, and so really just kind of hang out, be a dad, and enjoy it. Kind of rest, get focused, and because it's good for the coaches too. It's a good recharge. Yeah. And make sure that when we come back, we're ready to give the kids 100%. If we're asking the kids to give us 100%, we've got to give them everything we've got. And so that's really what it is. It's just take a little bit of a break. We'll go over film. We'll see some things, then be ready to go when we get back.
Well, you know what? I could talk another 20 minutes, but I guess I need to turn it over to Brian. Let him talk about volleyball, kills and digs and, that kind of thing. I'm getting into that. I'm starting to learn that sport a lot better than.
Oh yeah. I've been to a few games this year. They're fun.
Oh yeah.
Especially the MTCS PCA games have been a lot of fun. Like, there's a lot of talent on the court there, and
I see. I know there's Burks, there's Hudson. I know several of those girls, and Shirley.
Yeah.
There's some really good talent on that team, and I don't want to miss anybody else, but that's the only three I know. But
right.
But it's fun.
Yeah, absolutely. They 2 losses now going in.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're into the second part of the postseason. They've had a really good season. Really look forward to getting to watch them. I think they're home again on Monday, so I might try and swing by again. And
good. See, you got a break. You can watch them.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it's fun. It's fun to watch all of our kids compete. Like, I got a couple girls on our track team that are also in volleyball, and so it's cool to go watch them do something else.
Yeah.
So definitely excited for them.
Coach, have a good fall break, and we're gonna be talking to you not this Saturday. Get Saturday off too. You don't have to come here.
There you go.
So, we'll see you soon. And that's Coach Christian Peterson, the head coach of the Middle Tennessee Christian School Cougars. I don't know if we talked much about the game, but we talked a lot, so it was fun. And when we come back, Brian Barrett's going to wrap things up, and he's going to talk about some sports going on at MTCS as we continue here with MTCS Cougar Corner, brought to you by TOA.
Middle Tennessee Christian School, training for eternity.
We're going to be an educational institution that teach Bible every day. Every subject we teach, we're going to teach through a biblical perspective. In every aspect of our school, we're going to do it through a Christian perspective.
MTCS President Matt Tiller.
That also means that everything we do, we have to be excellent. We feel like Christ calls us to excellence. And so that means we have to be excellent academically. That means we have to be excellent athletically, because that's what God calls us to. It's a great place to be.
Invest in your child's future in an environment that fosters Christ-centered values. To find out more, visit mtcscougars.org. Dr. Russell McKissick of Tennessee Orthopedic Alliance talks about the grassroots effort in our local schools to ensure proper care for players.
To make sure our teams are covered here locally, be there for our trainers. Yeah, it's a passion that we have to try to take care of our athletes here in town and be there just to keep everybody playing as healthy and as best they can.
From a community standpoint, one of the most important things you do at TOA, I'd guess.
Man, I think it's definitely a way to pay back to our community, just to be there for them and watch some great sports too.
Tennessee Orthopedic Alliance, TOA, live your best life.
Middle Tennessee Christian School, training for eternity.
The large majority of our kids are involved in athletics or extracurricular activities, one or the other, and most are doing multiple activities.
MTCS President Matt Tiller.
And that's a great preparation for life. How many of us in our life are just doing one thing? So a well-rounded student is a huge deal.
Invest in your child's future in a Christ-centered environment with many athletic and extracurricular choices.
Without a doubt, our students have the opportunity to be involved in multiple activities.
To find out more, visit mtcscougars.org.
It's MTCS Cougar Corner, fueled by Donut Country and McDonald's Murfreesboro.
Presented by Tennessee Orthopedic Alliance. TOA, live your best life. Online at TOA.com.
On FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna, and streaming at WGNSSports.com.
Welcome back into MTCS Cougar Corner this morning, and enjoy the conversation with John and Coach Christian Peterson, and enjoy this fall break and get right back at it. That does remind me to let you know that we will not have a Cougar Corner next Saturday morning. We've got fall break. We're going to take the week off and come back ready to go and push through right onto the holidays here. So no Coach's Show on Saturday morning. Let's look back at the week that was here for MTCS, and we've got some soccer to talk about first. 1-1 tie with Friendship Christian in soccer on Monday. Lindsay Wisnowski had 7 saves, Bella Burdette with a goal, and Elizabeth Smith with an assist in that on Tuesday. On the 26th, it was MTCS with an 8-1 victory over Marshall County. Scored 3 goals in the first half and 5 goals in the second half. Ava Crane with 4 saves in goal. Bella Burdette with a goal and 3 assists. Savannah Harrell with 2 goals. 4 goals for Joanna Lafort. Elizabeth Smith with an assist along with Jackson Stone, and a goal for Lindsay Wisnowski. Then Thursday took on a very good Antioch squad. Pretty close first half. 3-2. MTCS had the lead in the first half, but 8 goals for Antioch in the second, and they win at 10-4. Ava Crane with 18 saves. Elia Bratton with a goal, and Bella Burdette with a goal and an assist. Savannah Harrell with a goal, along with Joanna Lafort, and an assist for Elizabeth Smith. Now let's look at volleyball here. Volleyball on Monday grabbed the new program record 36th victory of the season with a 3-0 sweep, starting postseason play with Columbia Academy. Anna Clay Shirley with 12 kills, 5 digs, and 2 aces. Addison Burks with 15 digs, 3 assists, 2 aces, and a kill. Haley Hudson with 31 assists, 3 digs, and a block. It was Lily Watson with 10 kills, 2 blocks, 3 aces, 1 dig. Jesse Pierce, 11 digs and an ace, 5 kills and 3 blocks for Maddie Moore. Jada Burns with 5 kills, 4 digs. Addison Sane, 5 kills, 2 digs. Maddie Box with 2 digs, 2 aces, and an assist. Also, Elena Reynolds with an ace, and Miley Smith with 3 digs. So with that win, takes you to Game 2 of the postseason play on Tuesday, and it was a 3-0 victory in straight sets here over Battleground Academy. Advanced to the district championship game, the first time since 2018, by the way. 3-0 win over the BGA Wildcats. Kind of a special night for Addison Burks, who recorded her 1,000th career dig in the victory on Tuesday. And great night for her. 14 digs, 4 aces and 2 assists in that one. Anna Clay Shirley with 21 kills, 14 digs, a block, and an ace. Haley Hudson, 32 assists, 19 digs, and 4 aces. Lily Watson with 9 kills, 2 digs, and an ace. 10 digs for Jessie Pierce, 7 digs, 2 kills, 1 assist. Maddie Moore with 5 kills and an assist, and Addison Sane with 2 kills and a dig. So that improved MTCS to 37-1 going into the district championship game. And what an event it was with MTCS and Providence Christian. MTCS came up short in a 5-set battle against PCA in the district championship. So they did take second place and got that first round home match in region play as well. And that will be Friendship Christian on Monday to start region play. In that game, won the first set 25-21, lost the second 25-19. MTCS wins the third 25-19. PCA wins the fourth 25-17. See, it was back and forth, and PCA wins the fifth and deciding match 16-14. In that game, Haley Hudson, 44 assists, 22 digs, and 2 aces. Anna Clay Shirley with 19 kills, 23 digs. A career-high 36 digs for Addison Burks, 3 assists, 2 aces. Lily Watson with 16 kills, 4 aces, and a dig. A career-high 25 digs for Jessie Pierce and 3 aces. Jada Burns, 7 kills, 7 digs. Maddie Box, 9 digs and 3 aces. Addison Sane, 4 kills, a block, and a dig. And Maddie Moore with 2 kills and a dig. Again, hosting Friendship Christian on Monday in region play. Congrats to Jada Burns, who makes the all-district second team, Addison Burks' first team, along with Lily Watson. Co-MVPs, Haley Hudson and Anna Clay Shirley of the district, and all-tournament team, Haley Hudson and Anna Clay Shirley. Congrats to the District 3 Coach of the Year, Troy Bond, as well. So we told you about volleyball on Monday. Today, there's some middle school tennis and tournament action, as well as tomorrow, it appears, as well. Volleyball again on Monday. Soccer will take on Cannon County. That's on the road on Monday at 6 p.m. Hopefully things keep rolling for the volleyball team throughout the week. You'll have to keep up with that on their Twitter account, or X, formerly known as Twitter. Let's get that right, huh? Let's see. Thursday, varsity soccer will be at Good Pasture, and nothing on Friday. It is fall break week, of course, so a little lighter schedule. That is going to get you caught up to date on what's happened in Cougar Country and what's coming up. Want to thank you for joining us this morning. John and I did the tag team and made it through the coaches show, and all the coaches, we appreciate them working with us to get this one on the air. So we will take next Saturday morning off. No game Friday night. The only game this week will be Middle Tennessee on Wednesday in football, so you can enjoy that. And we will be back not this coming Saturday, but the following. So hope you'll join us for that. For John Dinkins and our producer Jackson Smith, I'm Brian Barrett. Have a great weekend, great fall break, and we'll see you soon right back here for another edition of the Prentice Allsup Heating and Air Coaches Corner and MTCS Cougar Corner.
We now return to regular programming on News Radio WGNS.
was really discouraging. I ended up not getting the job, which is